And so the group has decided to go and pursue the Redbrand ruffians in Tressendor Manor, which is their main base of operations within Phandalin. And they were just on their way when they walked by the what is it, Sleeping Giant Tap House, and were verbally accosted by some ruffians and told basically that they want to fight. And then we stopped. So let's pick it up right there. You were walking down the street. It is nighttime, but there are lanterns lit. This is a mining town after all, and they are well oiled and well lit. And as you walk down the main street following the map that Carp gave you, he was kind enough to lead you down the main path before then guiding you through the forest up to the hideout. Like he was trying to be helpful. Didn't realize that he was passing you right by the Sleeping Giant Tap House, aka the Redbrand hub, basically within Phandalin proper. And 4 Redbrand ruffian folk outside the Sleeping Giant Tap House under the cover of a porch, both drinking some ale and smoking some pipe, notice your band of adventurers walking towards their manor. It said something to the effect of, "Hey there, puppies, want to play?" And I called to roll initiative. So let's do that now. Dun, 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 dun.
Oof.
Oof, oof.
Yeah, oof for me too.
Oof is not the way we want to start this.
I'd like to keep the roll that I got last week.
You are more than welcome to keep that roll.
All right.
I oofed a 6.
I got a 20.
Nice.
Hey!
So Godric's at a 20. Ashin was at a 21. Leif, what did you oof it?
I oofed a 6.
Oof. You oofed a 6.
Yeah.
Bamir oofed a 9.
Bamir oofed a 9, and Asteria.
Asteria did not oof. She has a 16.
Nice.
Yay!
It's okay. The Redbrand's oofed.
Great.
It's just fine.
And how did our counterparts deal?
Oh, I'm
That's
not
what
going
he
to
said.
tell you, but you can just know that they oofed. All right.
Okay.
So, as the Redbrand saw you walking down the street, they called you out, "Want to play?" And slowly, in almost a Western fashion, they one by one walked out onto the road in front of you, about 20 feet away from you. And they took their pipes and threw away their drinks. One of them hit a cat in an alleyway and pulled out their weapons and are now staring at you, waiting for you to make the first move. And Ashin, what do you do?
I'm going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on whichever one is on the far left.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack him.
All right. Roll to hit.
$18.
18 hits. Show me that damage.
Jeez. It hit me.
Hey, we'll take it.
9 points of damage.
Beautiful. Bam.
And then I'm going to step. I need to look at the street. Hold on.
Sure. Go to our fun new combat screen. For those of you not watching live, you should be. It's a little plug.
Twitch.tv/Night Tide.
So we are.
We're in the middle of a street. There is basically nothing on either side of us except for kind of just some low grass to either side
Okay.
of the path.
I
There
just
are-
I want to step to like the left so that I have clear enough view of all four of them so that I'm just unobstructed by the party.
Sure. So you just kind of single yourself out a little bit, but you're still well within all of your range.
Right.
Okay. And Gotruk, you are next.
I am going to go and approach the far right one
Okay.
and take a swing with my mace. See if I can hit him.
All right, let's go for it. Is this just a regular attack?
Yes.
We're not raging, we're not reckless, we're just a regular.
No raging. Got a 15.
15
18
hits.
actually. I'm sorry. Plus 13. Plus 3.
You hit.
Gotcha.
Show me that
and
damage.
For damage. 7.
Nice. So as you walk over to the far right guy, he's looking at you, eyeing you up, and without really giving him a chance to think, you take your axe and you just straight fist punch him to the face with your axe, and it knocks him back for 7 points of damage and my headset. Assyria,
Good
you're up
times.
next.
All right. Asteria is going to cast poison spray at the one on the right.
Okay. The furthest most right one, the one that just got punched in the face?
Kick a man while he's down.
The one that he
Or right
put the
middle.
hunter's mark on.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
far
that's
left.
the left one.
It's
far
far
left.
That's the left
Okay.
one, sorry. And he has to roll a constitution save.
Yes, he does. He gets a 16.
He passes, unfortunately.
Just as you cast this poison mist, the Redbrand apparently wasn't drinking enough to not see it coming, and he takes a quick sidestep as the mist just dissolves in front of him and gives you a real curious look as to what that was.
And that is her action.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
Bamir.
Day's mine. Bamir, seeing that these miscreants have interfered with his walking, will point at the one that everybody else is attacking on the far left and say, "You bootless, common-kissing gudgeon, get out of the road!" And we'll force him to make a wisdom save.
I'm sorry.
14.
And he passes.
He is
So feels
wise
no
enough.
effects from my words, as though they wound him mentally.
No, but he
It
does.
condones
He is
puny
quite
bards.
offended. He has been struck with an arrow. He has been tried to be poisoned and also mocked viciously to no effect. He is one pissed off Redbrand right now. And Leif, that leaves you.
There's more where that came from, you stupid cur.
He calls back to you. Just you wait, man. Just you wait.
No talking to me when it's not your turn.
Leif, you're up. Let's go.
Did they really oof that bad? Holy crap. He oofed. The one that is mid left.
Okay.
I, as a bonus action, I hex my longsword, and then I cast Eldritch Blast on the mid left one.
Okay. Roll to hit.
12.
You charge up this newfound energy that you have as a gift from your Shadowfell patron, and you reach out to cast Eldritch Blast. And as you do so, this purple light just shoots from your hand, and goes right in between him and the far left guy.
Leaf just takes a quick look at his hand, like, what the hell was that?
You miss, sir.
That's his action.
Okay. And it is now the ruffians. You sorry excuse for adventurers. We're going to show you. And the far left one is going to go to attack. Is going to attack Bamir because he is quite insulted by this. And rolls an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Whew. And he actually has multi-attack, so he makes 2 attacks. Ah. But his second one will miss. So this man walks up. I told you I was coming for you. And he slashes you across the chest with a short sword for 5 damage.
Ah.
And that is his turn. The fellow next to him makes eyes on Asteria and goes to attack with an 18.
Definitely hits.
And then a 23. And cuts you
What?
twice for a total of 10 damage.
Oh, okay.
Which, how many hit points did you roll for your second level?
I have 15 right now.
You're looking a bit wounded. These wounds are a bit deep, and you can see that blood is starting to seep from your chest. The right middle Redbrand, who is unaffected right now, makes eyes at Godoruk, considering he is standing right next to him, and swings at a miss on his first slash, but then comes back for another backhand and heals 18.
Ooh, yeah, that'll hit.
And it catches you across the ribs for 5 points of damage. Then the one in front of you, Godoruk, goes to attack you, and he is still feeling the effects of your axe punch to his face because he misses it 2 attacks. It's almost like he's swatting flies. He's like kind of holding his face with one hand, trying to regain his constitution, looking at you with one eye, and goes to swing and is just swinging wildly and misses both attacks. And we are back to Ashin.
I'm gonna attack the enemy that I have marked.
Okay. Far left?
He's right up on Bamir right now, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Oh, let's go.
Nice.
So 2d8, 15 plus 30, 18, and a d6. 15, 18.
I believe your
20.
runner's mark damage is doubled too.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it overkill at that point?
Pretty much. But, you know,
Do I?
Just
Do
tell
I
me what it looks like to
double
kill a
that?
red brand.
we want the legitimate details here. Okay.
So it's 22 without the double d6. If it's double d6, it's 27.
Tell me what it looks like to kill a red brand from the side.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull back my bow, and I'm gonna shoot him, and the arrow's gonna pierce through one ear and come out the other, and into the ground.
And as you do that, his body just whips to one side from the force of the arrow. Considering you are not far off of the longbow, and his body just kind of folds over and slumps over, and he is dead. GG's.
I'm gonna nod.
I
at
thought I
Bamir.
gave him an earful.
I'm gonna nod at Bamir, and then I'm gonna look kind of at the rest of the field, and that's gonna be my turn.
All right. Amazing. All right, and go Trick.
I am going to rage.
Oh, crap.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have rage, and I'm going to take another swing at the furthest right enemy.
Are you going to attack or attack recklessly?
Just attack.
Missing out on that reckless damage.
We'll get there. 19
That'll hit.
for 8 damage.
Is that with all modifiers?
That's
your-
with all modifiers, yes.
Raging, you get your what, +2?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, yeah.
So it's 8. Okay. So as you get cut by the Redbrand to your left, you just stare intently on the one right in front of you and basically just let out this growl, and kind of your body swells as the adrenaline pumps through your body, and you go into a barbarian range. And then you take your axe, and instead of punching this time, you turn the blade so that it is now facing your opponent, and you drive the axe deep into his shoulder, and he slumps down to his knee, very badly hurt, but not quite dead. Hanging on
Right.
for dear life at this point.
And that's my turn.
And that is your turn. Asteria.
Asteria is going to use Cure Wounds on herself.
Okay.
Real quick. And then she's just gonna, because that's a whole action, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then she'll just be on defense.
Okay.
But she's gonna heal herself.
For how much?
For 6.
Nice. Good heal. All right. And that takes us to Bamir.
Ha! Bamir is going to point at the guy that just got reduced to almost a bloodstain by Godoruk and say, "You puking beetle-headed bum Bailey, just die like you're supposed to. Why do I have to do this?" And requires a wisdom save.
And he does not make it with a natural 1, which brings his wisdom to 0. And
He takes 2 whole points of psychic damage.
And literally, you can see that this man at the sound of your words, as he has been brought already down to a knee and has an axe still in his shoulder, just kind of looks to you, and one of his eyes swells and explodes, and his head just keels back, and he's just hung there, still on the end of Godoruk's axe. And as Godoruk senses that he is dead, he removes his blade and just lets his body lifelessly fall to the ground.
Didn't see that one coming, or at least you won't next time.
And we're back to Leif.
Leif grabs his longsword with 2 hands, and there's an enemy right in front of Asteria, correct?
There is an enemy right in front of Asteria, yes.
He steps over and spirit stabs right through the center of his chest.
Ooh. Roll to hit.
He tries.
25.
Oh.
Yeah. You do, and how much damage?
And damage. Oh, I apply charisma to this now. 13.
Oh my goodness. As you see that Asteria has taken these 2 slashes, you are alerted to this internally and feel your need to go and meet this attack with another attack. And as you drive your sword into his chest, you can see that his face goes from glee that he has just struck one of your party members twice to utter dismay as he is almost reduced to nothing. but still standing.
I use the rest of it to pull my blade out and move 5 feet to Asteria's right.
You can just see blood just pours from the cavity that you have now made in this man's chest. And we are back to the ruffians, who are half the party they used to be. So the one that just got stabbed is going to try and take another couple swings at Asteria because she's still right in front of him. And he rolls 17 and a 16.
Okay.
Do those both hit?
Yes.
Oof.
Oof.
And even though he's got this hole now in his chest, he grabs his hand and puts it over it, and with his sword hand does another slash to Asteria across her stomach and then up across her chest, dealing another 10 points of damage.
I have 1 hit point now. Again.
And Asteria is looking very wounded despite the fact that she was able to cure wounds on herself. And then the next one is going to once again take a turn at Godoruk. And misses with his first swing once again, but with his second swing gets a natural 20. And cuts extremely deep across your back. Back? Chest? We'll go with ribs again, because you're facing
ribs
sideways. And cuts really deep into your ribs and almost kind of drives it down almost towards your side for 10 points of damage.
Since I'm raging, I also have resistance to.
For 5 points of damage, because it's halved. Pardon.
There we go.
But because your skin
Better.
is now so taut with your rage, you only take 5 points of damage.
I can accept this.
GG's. And then we are back to Ashin.
I'm going to use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark to the guy that's attacking Asteria.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of yell out in rage, and I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
I'm going to fire my bow at him. I rolled a 19.
Whew, that'll hit.
So 1d8, 5, and a d6 for 8 points of damage.
So once again, seeing Asteria in mortal peril, which is becoming a trend, you draw back your bow and aim for this ruffian that has just slashed her once again. And similar to how you ended the first one, because you now have this nice side angle on these ruffians, you target and your arrow flies true straight into his neck, and it hits him kind of in the front part of his neck and drives out through the back, and you can see that he just coughs up blood and then completely falls limp to the ground, dead.
He's got nothing to say about that.
Not at all.
Not
Took
a
the
thing.
wind right out of his lungs.
Fuck you for attacking her.
Right? And that brings us back to Godoruk.
He is going to move to the person who's attacking him, Redbeard, that's his name. And he's actually going to take a swing with his maul this time. He's going to switch to his maul.
Okay.
Let's see. I need to learn these things, I guess.
You said maul first. I assumed axe. My bad. Maul.
And that is a nat 20.
Ooh, boy.
Take that.
Let's go to the mall.
Let's see. 2d6. That's
Do we get
4.
inspiration for that thing?
No,
You-
nobody gets inspiration from that song.
Oh,
Good lord. 13. For 15 damage.
oof. That poor guy.
Well, you take your maul and reach back again with your rage and bring it onto his shoulder, kind of almost like you're swinging a hefty baseball bat, and literally just bring his body in what looks like a foot. And he is hanging on death's door, completely broken all of the ribs on his one side, probably separated a shoulder and broken some of the bones in his offhand arm. He is looking terrible.
He's gonna yell and spit on him.
I wish I could give you an extra hit point for that. That's about all this man needs to die. And that brings us to Asteria, who is hanging on for dear life.
Man doesn't like me. What do I do?
Get your revenge.
On the dead guy.
Use the leafy thing.
She can. She'll cast Thorn Whip on him.
Let's go. And what does he need to do? Does he need to make a save?
He needs to. I believe so. No, he doesn't make a
Nope.
save.
Thorn Whip is an attack.
Yeah.
You
All right. So as you extend your thorn whip out, again, these sharp, thorny vines. This attack is so cool to me because I envision as you bring your hand forth, as you are kind of clutching your wounds, trying to end this fight, you just see this vine erupt from your palm. And as it does, spikes just start shooting out from it as it goes. And it catches this guy straight through his mouth and wraps around his head, crushing his neck and brings him down to death. And you have survived the encounter.
Bamir will cast Cure Wounds on Asteria. And she can regain 7 hit points. No, sorry. 8 hit points.
Thank you.
Very nice. And you all can give yourself 75 XP for surviving that encounter.
Sorry, it was 6 hit points. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Okay.
We'll take it.
After the events, I take a look at the one that Droop just smashed in the arm, and feel like he's probably the least bloody of all of them. And
You mean the
just
one
seems
that just got his head impaled by a thorn whip and crushed?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
And
Less blood, more brain matter.
I take a look at it, I'm like, is there a way that we could clean one of these guys off? Specifically their clothes, not anything else.
If one of us had the...
I mean, I killed the one guy by shooting him through the ear.
Oh, that guy would probably be perfect. Where's he at? I just look around.
I point at him.
Oh, perfect. Let's use that one.
Use his what?
Just his clothes. All we need is his clothes.
Oh.
I'd like to maybe ruffle through his pockets and secure his gear.
Sure. So each of them is carrying a short sword that's in okay condition, okay enough for you to sell. And in each of their pockets, in all of their pockets, you're able to find the equivalent of 5 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces, and 15 copper pieces.
So I guess just throw the money at Bamir, put it into the party pot.
You said 5, 10, 15, right?
Yes, 5 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces, and 15 copper pieces between all 4 of them.
Up to all 4.
Goderick, you're looking pretty beat up there.
I am.
I think. I don't know. I think D&D Beyond's acting funny right now. Hold on.
It is.
It
It's
is.
not letting me update.
It's loading super slow for me.
Of course it is.
Oh, I see it now. I refreshed.
Well, while you guys,
Do we want to try and take a short rest then, or do we want to use spells to heal up?
well,
Are probably
you
a
guys- before you guys do that, your
Probably need
guys'
to clear the bodies off the road.
well, your fight has attracted the attention of the town.
Oh, great.
Even though you're toward the edge of town, there's not a whole lot of things that go on that are unnoticed. And as this fight has occurred, it has drawn a small crowd, and it has actually roused the town master, who comes waddling in a nightie of sorts. It's, just kind of like just a long nightgown. He's put on shoes and, just a small...
Is he wearing a sleeping hat?
No,
Just-
he's not wearing a
okay.
sleeping hat. But
Damn
his,
it.
Picturing Ebenezer Scrooge. Just,
Yeah, that's exactly what I was picturing.
no, the town master is very fat, and that's why I say he waddles. So he comes over, you see this fat man in a nightgown just kind of come over, and his hair's all disheveled, and he comes over and what happened? What happened here? Somebody start talking. What happened?
Don't worry. We've dispatched these fiendish curs from your town. They will no longer assault anybody walking down this road of minding their own business like we were.
Excuse me, sir. No one asked you to dispatch of anybody.
I'm going to take one of the bodies and just kind of throw it at his feet and be like, we took care of him for you.
I'm sorry. These men decided that they need to be dispatched all on their own.
Now you see here, these men are of the Redbrands. They are natives here. I don't know you. I haven't seen you before. Who are you coming here starting trouble in my town?
Starting trouble, my good sir. We were just walking down the street when these men assaulted us from the porch of their establishment.
And you hear someone cry out from a window, "Didn't start it. The Redbrand's dead." And the town master hears this and kind of collects himself. Well, sounds like the people are on your side. We need to get this mess sorted out. Come to the town master's hall immediately, and we'll have somebody clean these bodies up. And he beckons you to follow with a couple of the town guards in tow.
I seem to sigh at that, and I look at one of the corpses on the ground, and I look at one of the town guards who's going to be taking them and say, "Could you give me their clothes before you dispose of them?"
And he's going to look at you kind of aside. You what?
It's for something important. It'll be helpful later. Could you just do that for me?
No. Get going.
You could just let us clean it up, and we'll take care of it for you.
And then the other one's going to look at you. Right now, we're not so sure you're being arrested or detained. Get walking. So, what do you guys do?
I know my rights.
What rights?
I
I suggest we just do what these nice gentlemen say
Sure.
for now.
run my hand through my hair and just sigh and fine, sure, your funeral. Let's go.
Goderick's just going to sigh and mumble, lead the way.
So as you guys follow Harbin, the town master, you go to the town master's hall. It's not far from you, and it has sturdy stone walls, a pitch wooden roof, and a bell tower at the back. He beckons you inside, and you can see that it's a quaint place. But it has a serviceable jail that has two cells in it that are currently vacant, And inside, you also see your friend Sildar sitting at one of the tables inside. And as you all usher yourselves in, Sildar stands up. Well, what's the meaning of this? Why are you bringing them in here? And the town master looks at Sildar. They've done and killed 4 Redbrands in our town, and I'm not so sure that they didn't start it. We're going to be detaining them for questioning. And Sildar basically puts up a hand and looks at Harbin and says, now you listen here, you old pompous fool. These people work for Gundren, who has been taken, which I told you earlier. If there is any trouble in this town, you damn well know that it was not started by anybody but the Redbrands. Where did this happen? And he looks at the party and just says, where did this happen?
In front of the sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Of course. In front of the sleeping giant. Harbin, are you really going to stand here and tell me that you think for 1 second that this party of adventuring people that have been consigned by Gundren are the ones that are going to be starting trouble in this town? And Harbin, who you can tell is... Somebody want to give me an insight check on Harbin?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. 20.
21.
All right, so I'll just say as a party, you can tell that Harbin, the town master, seems afraid right now. He's not actually upset with you. He's more afraid. And he is trying not to betray that fear in the way that he walks, but you can visibly see that he is shaking, and it does appear to be due to fear.
I give a quick look to the mirror and just, would you like to talk him down?
You can take this one.
Fair enough. I look at Harbin. Sir, the Redbrands have been causing all sorts of issues. We've been here for less than a day and already know that. Just calm down. We're taking care of them for you tonight.
Taking care of them? What do you mean? You don't know? There's a mighty number of these Redbrands, and there's only a few of you. How are you going to take care of an entire group of people like this? Have you even seen the inside of the tap house?
I'm not. It's 100% sure they'll be taken care of after tonight. Trust me.
It's filled with
We
them.
have a
There's
plan.
even more of them up at the Manor. Listen, I know you're new here, and I know you think you're doing good. But I must tell you, this will only end badly for us. Sildar, you know this. Last time someone fought a Redbrand and killed a Redbrand, they butchered half the town.
Maybe it's time that you as a town stand up to them.
We can't. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much at risk. I cannot risk it. I must
You can't
protest that you
can't
try and fight
risk the
these
safety
people.
of your town.
The town is safe for now. We've broken to peace. They stay in the sleeping giant. They've been given the manor, and they're able to operate as they please. I don't want to upset that balance. Too much has already been lost already.
And Harbin.
You
as-
would
as
rather
like-
your town die a slow death being fed off of by these parasites? Or would you rather grow a backbone and stand up to these people like the leader that you should be?
I'm going to say give me a perception check. Or a persuasion check, excuse me. Persuasion. I can't tell if it's persuasion or intimidation, but because you're a bard, I'll give you persuasion.
It's actually the same roll for me either way. So 22.
And with that, Harbin kind of lowers his head and collects himself a moment and has the appearance of a whipped dog. And as he takes a deep breath, he looks up at you. Listen, I know you're right. I care about these people. I am the town master. These people trust me to look after them, and I already know that many of them think less of me than I could possibly think of myself, but I have brokered a peace, and I just want to keep it. I want to keep these people safe. If you are telling me you can deal with these people, I want to believe you. I'm just afraid.
Look, if we can deal with these people, then it's a win-win for everybody. If not, then we'll be dead, and you could tell them that you tried to stop us, but were unable to yourself.
I have no choice but, I think, to accept that offer and hope that you're able to do this, but I'm warning you, there are many more of them inside the manor, and they have been working tirelessly to overhaul that place into some ungodly network of rooms and things underneath the manor. I'm warning you, if you go up there, it is not going to be easy.
Oh, and we shall have to be well prepared.
And with that, Sildar, who has been kind of smiling at the fact that Harbin is finally being brought to bear for his cowardice, looks over at you collectively and says, well, it looks like you guys fared pretty well in your first fight, but some of you looked a little bit worse for wear. I would not suggest you going back there tonight. I suggest you take a long rest, heal yourselves, and go attack the manor either tomorrow or tomorrow evening. I also have a favor to ask of you. As I've been looking around for information on Gundren, I have also learned that my dear friend Iano has gone missing, and last he was seen was a couple months ago around the manor. So while I completely encourage you to go there and to deal with this problem, I also ask that you keep an eye out for my friend. And if you can, I will do my best to make it worth your while.
What does he look like?
He's, short man, dark beard, wizard, younger, he's probably in his 30s or so.
I'm committing this to memory as he's describing him. And then I'm going to ask, do you know where I can get a potion of healing?
A potion? I don't know. Harbin? And as he looks over at Harbin, he basically says, potion, I mean, probably Bothan's would be the best place to go for anything adventuring gear. We don't have too many call for spellcasters, or you might see, I don't know, the sister over at the Shrine of Luck. She's usually over there. She might have something for you.
I give Ashin a look. You do understand potions are not cheap, right? They're quite not common to find.
I'm aware.
Fair enough. Okay. I don't think we could afford one, is what I'm saying.
We already have two.
Oh, that's right. Amir, you did pick those up, didn't you?
Yep.
Yes.
It's just a matter of who do we need to give it to.
That being said, listen, and this is Harbin kind of pipes up again, and he goes, listen. I'm scared, and I don't know what to have you do now. But I don't want to linger on this any longer. We need to get bodies out of the street, and I need to go and talk to Krista and make sure that no more of the Redbrands come looking for you for the remainder of the eve.
Hey, who's Krista?
She's the owner of the Sleeping Giant Tap House.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
So
could
I'm
you-
going to ask that you finish your business with Sildar and make yourself scarce for the rest of the evening until this can blow over.
We can do that.
Easy enough.
And with that, Harbin motions to the guards to get outside, and he goes marching down the street in his nightgown.
Before he sends the guards off, Leif pipes up. Can you just take their cloaks for me?
Listen
We'll need
here,
them.
You're a strange man. Give me a persuasion check.
And 24.
I don't know what you need with these cloaks, but if you can wait till morning, come back here and find me, and I'll give you the cloaks.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
And with that, he walks out. And you can hear him outside. Somebody get the cart. Bring some shovels, we're going to be digging. And with that, the door to the Townmaster Hall closes and you're left there with Sildar. And he is going to look at you and say, so what are you planning to do?
So we found out some information that there's a secret way in to the manor. So we'll be using that. Outside of that, hopefully we can kind of find someone named Glassstaff and interrogate him a bit and possibly kill some Redbrands for Ashin and Godaruk here.
And he's going to look at you, Glassstaff. I've heard that he's the leader of the Redbrands, right?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, if you could capture him, that'd be wonderful. We could send him back to Neverwinter and have him interrogated and see what all this Redbrand business is about.
That's the plan. I did hear something a while ago. There's something about another adventurer in town. Is that true?
Another adventurer?
Yeah, something about an orchard. It was in passing while we were at the inn.
Oh, you're thinking of Ettermath. Yeah, he's an old adventurer. He was once a part of, oh god, what was he a part of? He was a part of an Order of a Gauntlet. They were a group that were trying to be protectors and slayer of evildoers. All altruistic bunch, not too much unlike my Lord's Alliance, just with a little bit of a different flavor. He's out there. I don't know what information you could get from him, but he's old. He's been around. I mean,
Sure, he might know something useful. And then, what was he talking about? The shrine? She might have healing potions.
oh yeah, that's Sister Garele. She's a you can't miss her. She's a very fine looking elf, young woman, and she's always over by the Shrine of Luck, just in town.
Perfect. I know that he said make ourselves scarce, but do you think it'd be okay if we snuck over there before we, maybe went to bed and healed some of our wounds? Because it's kind of been a little bit of a rough time.
Yeah, I mean, I highly suggest you maybe turn in for the night and go at this again when you guys are at full capacity. I hear what Harbin says and I echo it. There's been rumors that beneath Tressendor Manor they have turned it into a vast network of buildings and rooms that are armed to the teeth with who knows what. And if they have a wizard, you best come ready.
How long have they been a problem here? If they've been here long enough to dig out under the manor,
They've
or was the
been here-
manor?
I mean, I've only been here, a few months turnabout, and they've been here much longer than I have. I'd venture to guess, a year or more.
All right.
Good to know.
Do you guys think we should go back to should we go back to Stonehill and go to our rooms, or should we find somewhere else to kind of bed down for the night? It's a little maybe less known that we've been there.
It might be worth investigating that kind of woman's barn.
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe we should go up into her barn for the night.
I have
feel
no
like it-
complaints.
I feel like it might bring less problems for the town if we weren't in the main part of it.
Sounds good. No, I have no complaints there.
So I hope we don't bring trouble to the Alderleafs.
So can we make our way out of the townmaster's hall and kind of take a long route to the Alderleaf farm?
Sure. Give me a party stealth check. But before you do, Sildar is just going to kind of give you a once. So, yeah, if you met Colleen then. Very nice lady. Does live close to the Redbrands. If you're going to go over there, please move quickly and quietly. She's a very nice lady, but she is not going to do much in a fight with the Redbrands. And with that, he kind of gives you like a tip of the hat and bids you adieu. So give me the party stealth rolls.
Asteria got a 19.
22.
You got 22.
I got a 19.
I got
Yes!
a 12.
Man, you are teaching the half-orc how to walk on cat's feet. And the party is able to move stealthily through the village. And you basically go from building to building, kind of avoiding the light where you can, taking careful watch to make sure that there are no Redbrands around that could possibly see you moving. And you successfully make it down the path to the Alderleaf farm. And you can see that there is a lone lantern that has been lit down by the street. And as you approach her door, what do?
I'm gonna knock very quietly on the door to see if she's home.
And then you're gonna hear a voice. Damn it, who could down be there this hour? This hour? Seriously? At this hour? And you can hear this do of someone coming down the stairs and cracks the door open, and Colleen looks straight out and then looks up and sees you. You again.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
can I do for you?
You had
Do
made
you
the
have
offer.
kids?
Thanks for that, Godaruk. You had made the offer if we needed to stay in your barn. We would like to take you up on that, but it needs to be quiet. We might have fought some of the Redbrands in town, so we're trying to hide.
Already? How'd that go?
We killed them.
And she doesn't say anything else. She shuts the front door and kind of gives you, before she does, kind of gives you like the wait sign. And you guys kind of huddle close to the house in the shadows. And you can see, or you can hear, again, as the house is attached to the barn, you can hear this door, this heavy wooden door kind of slide open. And out of the blackness of that entryway, you see her head pop out. And she just kind of gives you one of these.
Head jerk.
So we'll make our way into the barn.
And as you do, she waits for the last of you to go in and closes the big barn door as quietly as she can and says, Now listen here, you're welcome to stay in the hayloft as long as you need. We'll keep a lookout and make sure that nobody's followed you here.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll be keeping my eyes out as well. I just
Yes, you
kind of
do.
nod at her and then kind of look at the rest of the group and say, you guys are welcome to get the rest that you need. I'll take the first watch for the first 4 hours. And then after that, after somebody relieves me, I'll just meditate for the remaining 4 hours.
Okay. Who is going to take next watch?
I will, since longest dark vision, and that'll be 2 hours.
Okay. Next.
I'll take the next watch.
Okay.
Yeah, Bamiro can stay up at the third watch too.
Well, Asteria and I could do it all because we only need 4 hours of rest each. So
Mhm.
when
We all only need 8 hours total.
right, so everybody else can go to sleep for the 8 hours, and then when I go into my trance, when she takes over for watch for me, I'll put my back to hers and go into my trance state right there.
Nice.
If that's
No, then we can do a 8-hour rest instead of 12.
Perfect.
Sure, we can do that.
Sounds good.
All right. So if that's what you're going to do, then you're going to do an 8-hour rest. Again, at this point, it's probably around, 10 or so at night. So an 8-hour rest would put you just over
6 in the
sunup
morning.
the next morning. And you wake up, and it has been an uneventful night. It appears that none of the Redbrands have been able to follow you, and no word of your presence there has been alerted, because there's nobody looking for you.
Don't forget to take a long rest on the character thingy.
Yes, everybody take a long rest on your character sheet.
Confirm.
And we'll see how long it takes it to update. Because
Quick out of game question. Kedrick, do you have like the little spreadsheet or whatever for like the total like party loot? I never actually figured that out.
I've got it written down.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was wondering.
It's right here.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry, as you were, Knight.
It's fine.
Including your
while we're-
25 gold piece debt.
While we're actually talking about the money stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at Bamir and I'm just gonna like hand him my coin purse and I'm gonna say, I don't really have a need for money. Just here for the party.
Oh, I mean, for the party. Oh, okay, sure. Well, are you sure that you don't? I mean,
I will keep.
Sometimes it's easier to, spend your own money when you're out and about, and that way.
I don't really understand this money thing. Okay, I don't live in towns. It's lost on me.
Look, we can teach you about money, okay? But
Asheen, just take your coin purse back.
Fine.
I
Put
was always the one that ran to the town anyway. Just keep it on you.
I put it back on my belt or whatever. Stupid money stuff. So who wants to go into the town and see?
It comes in handy.
Who wants to go into the town and see?
The Shrine of Luck.
See if we have an all clear. Should we all go all at once or?
I don't think we should split up at this point.
Yeah,
I think we're better off staying together at this point.
well,
Yeah.
we do have to go back to the town hall, get those cloaks, and then. I mean, we could always stop by the shrine and the orchard, but I'm not sure what you guys think on that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go pick up the cloaks and then we'll go stop by the shrine and we'll see what she has and.
All right. So you guys are going to head into town?
Uh-huh.
Are we worried about stealth at this point?
We are worried about stealth still.
Yeah, I would give me a stealth check just for you to get away from Colleen's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't fail
We
me.
want to get away from there clean.
18.
Okay.
I don't want
I
to talk
rolled-
about it.
I
18.
rolled a natural 20.
Hey!
Whew. Your stealth more than makes up for Godoric's stealth, and you once again have to teach
I
him
rolled a
that,
nat 1.
that being a lumbering orc is not the way to stealth.
She's gonna turn around and go, shh.
He's only half orc.
Right?
Sometimes it comes out and takes over in a different way, apparently. So you guys move. You guys move. Actually, we'll go back to the tree line behind and leave the barn behind to get some extra cover, and you will swing around wide and then come back from the southern point of the town into town, and you do so without being seen or detected by anyone. And as you enter
Or
the
so
center,
we think.
so you thought, yeah. As you enter town, you come back in the same way that you entered before, and right near Barthen's provisions. Are you going to stop there? Or are you going to continue to go to the center of town?
Oh, we could ask him if he has any healing potions, though I doubt he would.
Yeah. Bamir, why don't I'll stay outside and keep watch if you guys
I
if anybody
also-
else wants to go in.
I also doubt we could afford more than one.
Yeah, they're expensive items. They're not easy to make.
How much are they?
I mean,
I
They're-
mean,
I
They're
think
not
they're 50
small.
gold apiece.
yeah.
Okay.
But actually, why don't we just hand out the two that we have?
I would say probably give one to Godoruk and then give the other to Asteria. As Godoruk is
it's-
always fast in the melee, and Asteria seems to get targeted by everyone.
Unfortunately.
I will do
Just
that.
whiffing on that poison.
I don't think there's a way for me to give this to somebody, right?
No,
you just need
they
to
have
remove
to
it from your
remove it.
inventory
No,
and add
they-
it to theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 potion of healing.
So, inventory? Right?
As Godoruk takes it, he looks at it and is like, what is this, more poison?
It's a
Sounds-
healing potion. If you drink it, then it will have an effect that I forgot to read.
And no worries, Godoruk. All of the poison lately has been pretty ineffective.
Ouch.
Sorry. You'll regain 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Shots fired.
That's a lot of hit points.
For now.
Make sure you guys update your health
I-
pools after that rest.
I
Well, you
did.
should-
I don't know.
There's a
why-
long rest button.
Yeah, the long rest button, if you click it, should reset all of that for you.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's
it's
just
just-
not displaying on the screen.
Yeah, Beyond is
You might have to
Yeah.
refresh the character sheet.
updating
on.
it.
No, I'm
It's just a regular potion of healing, correct?
Correct.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay.
sweet.
I don't know why the little plug-in thing isn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's probably just a lag. It seems like it's updated some of you, but it hasn't updated everybody yet. So
Yeah,
The
it
kitty-
updates mine like right on
Yeah.
cue, but
The kitty is attacking my toes. What are you doing? Stop it.
it's got a toe fetish.
toe fetish. Anyway, so
Oh.
as you make your way into
Toy.
Barthen's provisions, Ander comes over and talks to you. Oh, hi, once again. How are you guys doing? How can we help you this morning?
We were wondering if you had any healing potions.
That's not really our thing. I wish we did, and to be able to help you out. Let me go in the back and see if we have
Double check.
anything, but I'm fairly certain that we haven't gotten anything like that in quite some time. And
Okay.
you see him hurry to the back, and he comes back a minute later. I really am sorry. We just don't have any of that.
That's all right. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any herbalists or potion makers in town, or else I would send you their way. It's just we're still building.
I understand completely.
And with that, you guys leave Barthen's and make your way down the street. And at this point, again, it's still relatively early. It took you guys a little while to take the long way away from Colleen's place, so it's probably closer to 8 in the morning now. And you make your way to the center of town where you can see this rather ornate-ish looking shrine of luck. It's made of a bunch of small stones that are taken from some nearby ruins, and you can see a woman that is kind of positioned near the shrine that is, younger looking. She's very clearly an elf. You can very, very easily point out the ears. Her hair is dark brown, and it's pulled back into a very tight braid that then goes over her shoulder. And she's dressed in a garb that would make you think that she is someone that is more of a devout worshiper or follower of whatever deity this shrine belongs to.
I'm gonna greet her in Elvish.
Okay.
And just say good morning and ask her how the morning brings her.
And she's going to perk up because there's not too many elves that she gets to see in this town. She looks at the party, and in Elvish, she is going to kind of recite for you her main creed, which is fortune favors the bold. Good morning to you.
I'm just gonna nod at her in respect.
And she's going to again return that nod, very, very polite niceties coming from her. And she's going to nod at Asteria as well, who she's a bit taken aback by, because even though she's used to seeing elves, she's not, again, used to seeing Eladrin. So she's a bit taken aback and a little bit flustered, and you can kind of see that she's kind of excited. But at the same time, now that you guys have walked closer and are now interacting with her, you can see she's a little worse for wear. She has a bit of a shiner on her cheekbones, kind of beneath her right eye, and she has a little bit of a cut on her lip that kind of gives you the idea that maybe she was involved in some sort of battle recently. And she looks at you and looks at the party and says, in common, good morning. Fortune favors the bold. And how can I help you today?
Asteria when she just smiles enthusiastically and waves at her, and just like, are you okay? Did something happen?
Oh, this. I'm sorry. I must look a bit weathered. I was recently out doing some work for Tamora, and it's a rough forest out there. There's goblins, orcs, and all manner of miscreants. I got a little bit of a scrap, but I'm not the worse for wear. I am, a sister of the goddess Tamora after all, and her luck was with me, and luckily this is all I got away with.
I'm gonna kind of my ears are gonna perk up a little bit at the mention of more goblins.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna ask, what accosted her?
She's a bit hesitant. She hesitates for a second and goes, just things in the forest. How can I help you?
Well, I was just wondering, do you happen to have any, I see this shrine here. You don't happen to have any types of salves or ointments or potions or anything of the such?
Well, if you needed a trinket to give you luck in gambling, that's pretty much what Tamora's good for. That being said,
Luck.
we we do not have any of that kind of stuff readily available. I'm not necessarily a merchant. However, if you are interested in a potion of healing, I might be willing to grant you one if you can help me out with a little job.
What's the job?
I'm just gonna reach my hand out and say I'm in.
Well, not so fast there. This
Like
is
to shake her hand, like I'm in.
to shake her
make a
hand.
deal.
And she's a little bit caught off guard and kind of like shaking her, and she goes, okay. Let me tell you a little bit about this. The order has recently asked me to identify a spell in this book, and she pulls out what looks like a very old spell book, and I need help, and unfortunately, the only person in the area that is able to help discern this spell is Agatha.
Who?
Agatha, she's a local, lives over in Coneybury, and she's a bit particular, but I don't know. And she kind of glances at Asteria. With someone of your traits, you might be able to get her to help you more so than she was willing to help me.
Might
She's
I be able to take a look at it?
As would I.
I've got a little bit of Arcana training.
And go ahead.
Oh, make the roll?
Yeah.
I got a 22.
I got a 17.
Okay, so you both kind of take a look at the book, and as you stare over the runes, you can clearly sense the magic coming from the spell, but you have zero idea what this says. It is in a language completely unknown to you.
Okay.
I have no idea what this is.
All right.
Any of us know what language it's in?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Clearly, this is somehow outside of my depth of experience. So, if you could point us in the direction of this Agatha lady, maybe we can convince her to help us.
When I said lady, I don't want to scare you off because I really need to get this done. I'll just tell you.
That'd
Agatha's a
probably be for the
banshee.
best. Oh,
Okay then.
Yeah.
I see.
And she kind of like
Why it would-
folds her hands nervously and kind of like crosses her arms in front of herself and is trying to make herself as alluring as possible to try and persuade you with her feminine wiles, as well as by kind of giving you a little bit of a pout and say, now I look, I know she's a banshee, but she's not known to be unreasonable. If you were to bring Agatha a gift with which I could provide for you, I think you might be able to get her help. She just was not in a mood at the time to deal with me, and I kind of got caught off guard by some forest creatures, and I was forced to come home empty-handed. But I'm sure the group of you would have better luck and would be able to take this on and to get this done. I'm sure of it.
Well, you said that you could provide a gift.
Yes, and she reaches into a little kind of like reverse fanny pack that she's got going on, and pulls out this wonderfully ornate silver comb that is inlaid with sapphires and rubies and emeralds. And she tells you, this is the gift. Agatha is I mean, she's a banshee, but she's a bit unusual in how she looks. And basically, if you catch her on a good day, she is quite possibly the most beautiful thing you've beset eyes on. And on a bad day, well, she looks like an old hag. Depending on when you catch her, she likes to think of herself always in this beautiful form. And so by giving her this comb and speaking of her natural beauty, which she is very much fond of, I do believe that you would be able to pull this off. And she looks at Asteria and basically says, you are breathtaking. Agatha not only thinks of herself as a beauty, but she has a deep appreciation for beauty. I think if you gave this to her, that you would have the best chance of success. And she hands the silver comb to Asteria.
Can I make a roll to see if I know anything about banshees and what they're capable of?
As would I.
Sure.
What would you like me to roll? That be like religion or arcana?
Give me a history check.
History.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Hey,
I
look,
got-
we swapped places.
I got an 8.
I know
My
you did.
bad.
got
it.
My
Good.
camera.
I rolled a
Fudged.
natural 20.
Woo!
So
Okay,
23.
never mind.
All right. So you know that banshees are woeful spirits that can also basically are spiteful creatures that are formed from the spirits of female elves. They can appear in these wonderful wispy forms that can recall their mortal features, but they're also kind of wreathed in tangles of hair and kind of are ethereal in nature with rags that kind of float around. They have a number of abilities, of which I'll let you recall as you need them, but they are very much, like Sister Corelli said, captured by vanity, and they are coveting beautiful objects, jewelry, paintings, statues, and are not fond of mirrors because they do not want to be reminded of the fact that they are in fact a spiteful spirit. A single glimpse is enough to basically send it into a rage.
Okay. Do you know where we can find this banshee then?
Wherever Coneyberry is, which I have no idea.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
just in Coneyberry. It's a ways down the road, and she pulls out a map from that same pack and kind of shows you where Coneyberry is on the path.
I look at the party. Well, never met a banshee before, so I think it could be fun. Why not? We have time to
Well,
kind of spend.
we probably want to take care of that after we take care of the Redbrand issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Right you are.
say we need to do it right away.
She goes,
True.
I'm in no rush. I
Okay.
just need it dealt with.
Sure, I think we'd be glad to help you.
Yeah, probably.
Did you say Redbrands?
Oh, don't worry about that. It's just we're dealing with an issue with them.
No, honey, we're all dealing with an issue with them. If you're planning on taking care of them, then may fortune favor all of you and may tomorrow smile upon your efforts. I cannot wait to be rid of these hooligans.
Well, we dispatched of 4 of them last night.
Oh, that was you.
It was.
Would you mind if I got your names?
My name is Ashin.
Syria.
I am Life.
Bamir is going. I want to roll an insight check on her.
Okay.
And that's not going to do me any good. I got a 6.
What was the check for?
I want to know if she is genuinely appreciative of our efforts or if she is not.
Ooh. Yeah, to you, she seems genuinely appreciative at this point of the fact that the Redbrands are being dispatched. She is a sister of Tamora, and the Redbrands have no respect for any gods in town, and you can tell that she seems quite pleased that you have
Just checking.
dispatched.
God of luck and gambling. Yeah, Bamir gives his name.
Go through.
And Bamir, when you give your name, she kind of raises an eyebrow and then doesn't think anything of it. What are you guys going to do?
Make another insight check.
Okay. I mean,
And
she
it got
is
worse,
a beautiful elf
so nothing-
woman.
Yeah, Leif trusts her, doesn't make any insight checks.
Okay.
Did your second check fail as well?
Oh, yeah.
What were you looking for?
Just what that eyebrow thing meant.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's a beautiful elf woman. She could just be making eyes at you because you are a bard.
And he winks back.
There you go. What do you guys do
Be a
now?
lady tonight, indeed.
What-
Well, I guess
You're all
we can
just
take care
standing
of-
here. You just said you're going to deal with it later, and she said, "Go ahead and kill the Redbrands, and good on you." And what
Yeah,
are
I
you guys
guess
doing?
since
All right.
We're done here. We could. What do you guys want to do?
Is
I know we have
there-
to stop by the
Is
hall.
there any... I know that you promised us a healing potion if we took care of this other menace for you, or this other problem for you. Is there any way that we can give you collateral and take the healing potion now, as we may find use for it in our dealings with the Redbrands?
I offer her the short sword I got off the guard earlier. Or the red brand.
I mean, Bamir just holds his coin pouch up.
You see that her face changes a bit, and while she has been very anxious to kind of persuade you to take on this mission because it's very important to her, she looks directly at you, Bamir, and asks you, "What did you say your last name was?"
Celinstra?
"Come with me." And she beckons you to come with her house. Just you.
Okay. I'll be right back, guys.
And she takes you into her house, and her house is very close to it's like literally right next to the shrine. So you're probably like 40, 50 feet away from where everybody's standing. And she brings you in and shuts the door. And her demeanor kind of changes. And she goes, "Have a seat."
Oh, okay.
Celinstra.
There's something...
She goes, "Celinstra, of the Waterdeep Celinstras?"
Yes.
"I'm trying to decide whether or not I can trust you."
It's difficult. We just met.
Well, what the hell? I really need this done. Listen, I know of your father. I am an agent of the Harbors.
Oh. I've journeyed this far to try and get to find more information about him. I heard that he had journeyed this direction from Neverwinter.
Listen, I will look for more information as I am not sure what happened. But in honor of your father and the deeds that he has done for the Harpers, I will give you this potion.
Are you sure?
Yes. Take it, make up whatever story you want to the rest of your friends. But take it. If you can use it and you need it, it's yours.
This is a generous gift.
I will work to see what more information I can dig up around your father, and if there's anything else I can do for you while you're here, discreetly, I will do it.
I thank you very much. I know it's been years since he came through here, but if there's anything you can find, I would very much appreciate it.
Will do. I think we should probably get back now and not give them any funny ideas.
Well, if you say so.
And as you get up and go to walk out the door, she kind of smacks you on the backside.
Ooh.
And you walk out and you rejoin the rest of the party.
I cat call.
Easy there. Now listen. I've agreed to provide you this potion. Use it well. Dispatching of these Redbrands. When you come back, please let me know before you go on your journey to go speak with Agatha. If there's anything else I can drum up to help you before then, I will let you know. And again, best of luck. Tomorrow guides you. Fortune favors the bold. And she's like, kind of like her ho-hum kind of, demeanor. You can see that this is something that she says probably 1,000,000 times a day. And like,
Bamir says, indeed.
and with that, she gives you a wink and she goes back to kind of standing next to the shrine and, waiting and trying to talk with miners that are looking for luck at their next card game and to strike it lucky on their claims.
Does this shrine have a pool of water?
No, it is literally just a big kind of tribute via a kind of local rocks that have been strewn up to be a shrine to Tamora.
Okay.
Bamir winks back and blows her a kiss.
You flirt.
I look up a mirror and I go, "Oh, my heart," kind of in a joking manner.
I give Bamir a quick look and say, Bamir, since you're already having a good day, we are getting some free money today as well, if you remember.
Some free money.
Yes, of course. From
your lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
What?
At the
Brian, I'm not remembering.
Bamir is not remembering this.
Lion Shield Costers owes us 25 gold.
Yes, Lenine Greywood. She owes us 25 for her provisions.
Oh, right. Did she?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
She did say come back tomorrow and I'd have the rest of the gold as long as she was able to find her provisions.
Okay.
Let's go check on that real quick, I guess.
Yep.
That's like right across the square, so.
As you saunter up to the Lion Shield Costerets, again, still early in the morning, not much time passed during the time that you were talking with Sister Greyley at the Shrine of Luck, and you approach the Lion Shield Coster to see that the door is not yet open for business.
I guess we'll have to come back later.
Well, that's fine. We still have to check out the town hall to get those cloaks, and I'm not sure if anyone wanted to go talk to the old adventurer.
So it dawns on me for a second, and I like scratch my head, and I look at Leaf and I say, we get these red cloaks, but they're all gonna know who each other are. So what's the point in wearing it?
Well, there's quite a lot of them, so at a brief glance, might not think anything of it, especially if it's dark in there. Secondly, there's something you people don't know about me. I'm a changeling.
Oh,
A what?
Okay.
I'm an Eladrin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Eladrin. Goderic, changelings are humanoids that can change the shape of their physical appearance and their voice. This isn't what I actually look like. This is what I almost always look like.
Deceit?
All right.
Should we really be talking about this right here?
Probably not. Let's
I'm
let's
just-
let's
I'm
let's
just
move
saying.
along.
It's
yeah.
fine.
I'm in agreement.
Is that
But it-
something
So
you
yeah,
can
let's
teach?
go to the town
No.
master's hall. Let's check in with the town master and see what he thinks.
Yeah.
You make your way to the town master's hall, which looks a bit different in the sunlight. The morning sun kind of kisses the stones and gives them this nice warm effect that, kind of is inviting rather than last night where it looked like you were going off to prison. And as you go inside, you can see that Sildar is basically propped up in a chair with a blanket over his chest, snoring in his seat.
I'd like to. Oh, does he rouse? Okay.
And he rouses as you enter, as he hears the sound of the door. Good morning. You back? And-
Sildar, are you sleeping here?
Yeah. Lots of business to attend to, and the town master's hall kind of serves as a hub for the city and allows me to quickly get the information as I need. And Haben does
So what you're telling me is
here.
you don't want my room at the Stonehill Inn so you can have somewhere comfortable to sleep.
Oh, I appreciate that, but no, I'm good here.
Okay.
And he kind of wipes the morning out of his eyes and kind of like brushes up his face a little bit. Oh, there was a guard that came by a bit ago and dropped these off for you, and hands you this kind of sack that contains 4 of the Redbrand cloaks. They are not cleaned. There's a couple holes in them, and they have some bloodstains, but they're red, so they don't particularly stand out.
I take a quick look at them and just smile. Perfect. One for everybody except for Goderic. Mainly because he's big.
I already have a cloak on.
Yes, just put it in your bag for now. It's fine.
Fine.
What do you
I
guys wanna
hand
do?
out the cloaks to
What color is
Amir.
my robe?
Your robe,
Could I stain? Okay, I can't
You-
stain it red.
no, your robe is dark brown.
Okay. No smearing blood on it to make it red. Gotcha.
It's just it's almost, I would say it's a nicer robe, but it's brown.
Gotcha.
We don't have to add like a Redbrand cloak to our inventory, right? We just assume that we have it.
I'm adding
Yeah.
it.
How do you,
You
add
can
it?
add a Redbrand cloak if you want.
Oh,
Custom item.
gosh. Oh.
Oh, I still need to add the other cloak because I never did.
Oh, come on.
Oops.
I don't know that I ever took mine out either.
What do you guys want to do next?
I want to figure out how to add this custom item.
It'll go in.
Item
it'll go in
management!
Oh,
as-
it's in there. Okay.
Yeah, it'll go in as unnamed item or whatever, and then you can edit it.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Stildar's just going to look at you and go, how did things fare at Colleen's? Were you able to get some rest?
Yes. We are all well rested and ready to begin.
You certainly look a lot better than you did last night. Especially you, and looks at Goderic.
Goderic's just gonna flex a bit and shake it off.
So what will you guys do now? Are you going to proceed to the manor? Or are you going to wait till nightfall?
Do you think there would be any benefit in talking to that old adventurer? Do you think there would be any information he might have?
I highly doubt it. He keeps to himself mostly.
You said he was part of the Order of the Gauntlet, though. I mean, would he be able to assist us in any way?
He's quite old.
Oh, that old. Okay.
Long since his adventurous days have been gone. Mostly keeps to himself in his apple orchard.
Is there anybody that you think that we could talk to that might be able to offer us some more assistance? Is it worth going to the miners' exchange and asking them or talk to them about it?
I mean, if you think Haley has anything more to give you, then sure. I mean, you could go and talk to her, but
I don't feel she does.
Yeah, we already basically got the quest from her, so.
I mean, if you mentioned last night you have a secret way in.
We do.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds like that's your best bet. If you're able to go in unnoticed, you might be able to catch them by surprise.
That is the plan. Well, we do have some time to kill. I mean, we could go see Edermath anyway.
Sure.
Doesn't hurt. We have to wait till the store opens at Lenine's anyway, so it doesn't hurt.
Well, we can always come back and get the gold after we deal with it. But
Sure.
Yeah,
But did you want to wait till nightfall or just go out in the forest in the middle of the day?
After seeing that, after hearing that the majority of the Redbrands were in the tavern until the wee hours of the morning, then it might be worth going in the morning when they're so not yet sober or still sleeping off a hangover.
Why not hurt? And I
and
mean,
it's worth noting that they may be alerted to our presence by now because we killed 4 of them, and those 4 are missing.
very true.
Well, it's not like they didn't know that they were killed. So probably the faster we go, the better luck we're going to have.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's still morning. We could go now.
Are we
Hysteria,
all
what
in
do you think?
agreement?
Hysteria,
Yes.
what do you think?
I think it's not going to hurt to go talk to the man in the orchard.
Yep. We can do that first.
I mean, it's not
Let's
too
do
far
that
away.
first.
Shouldn't take very long. It's a pretty short trip.
Let's do it.
All right. You make your way out of the townmaster's hall and out into Edermath Orchard. As you approach, you can see that the apples are starting to look ripe on the trees, and they are lush with apples, and some of them have even begun to fall off the trees, and you can see them at the base of the trees and kind of all around. There's a tiny little cottage beside the orchard with an ornate front door made of wood with green elvish runes carved into it.
Can I look at those runes and see what they are, what they mean?
Sure. It says that
Speak, friend, and enter.
not quite.
Melon.
No. So you heard that he's from the Order of the Gauntlet. It's basically just kind of an insignia signifying the Order of the Gauntlet, and says justice, and the words of virtue, basically justice, truth, and those types of things. So very much just kind of like a sigil and kind of an homage to his order.
Okay. I'd like to walk ahead and maybe look at the door, and just knock on it.
And you hear a rustling inside, and then the door opens inward, and you see a half-elf man who appears to be well along in his years. His hair has silvered. His skin is, looking aged. He still stands upright, though, with the stoutness of a warrior. And he addresses you. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you?
We heard that you were at one time a stalwart adventurer, and we are starting down that path ourselves, and we were hoping to see if you had any advice that you could give us or any aid against the Redbrand.
Well, I can tell you this, it certainly warms my heart to see adventurers going and willing to take on these ruffians. They need to be taught a lesson and put in their place. They are virtueless heathens that go around doing what they choose, and someone needs to stand up and smite this evil. As far as
I
what
agree.
I can tell you that most of them hang around the Sleeping Giant Tap House, but the main safe house for the Redbrands lies beneath the manor at the east edge of town.
We had gathered that much with our own investigations too. It's glad to hear that you confirm them.
Yes, you must be clever adventurers indeed, and very serious in this manner. It's something that has been plaguing the town and has been calling out for an answer.
Well, hopefully it's not too much for us to cut our teeth on.
And he kind of looks you over and sees your crew and kind of looks you up and down. Well, you certainly look like you have a fighting chance.
It means a lot coming from someone who obviously has carried himself to victory in many battles.
Those were times long ago when I was much, much younger.
Perhaps once we've finished there, we can come back and swap stories about our victories.
Please do. I might actually have something for you if you come back after there. We'll talk.
Thank you.
I sort of, I bow, but not like kind of a half bow.
Hmm.
And just kind of like say thank you, in Elvish, and kind of part ways in a like showing respect to someone as aged as he is.
Notice me, senpai.
And he kind of returns his bow, and in Elvish he says, "May your sword be swift, and may justice ring true." And with that, he is going to shut his door and probably go back to bed. Because he's an old man and he needs his sleep.
Oh, you wake up early.
Yeah. Woke up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
this,
we don't.
This is his after breakfast nap. Don't mess with it.
And he takes that trance twice a day.
Telling you.
He's a half elf.
He's a half elf.
Oh, they don't do the trance, do they?
Right.
Nope. We're not that lucky. We just get the dark vision.
Dark
the other
vision is
stuff.
neat.
It's helpful. Where would you guys like to go now?
Guess it's time to go to the manor.
Yeah, we can we
Before
find...
we go, can we eat?
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Can I steal some apples?
You absolutely
I
can.
I don't want to. I turn around and I knock on the guy's door one more time.
Okay. And he opens it up. Yes.
I'm so sorry, sir. I don't mean to bother you, but I was just wondering if we could have some of your apples for our breakfast.
Oh, but of course. Eat your fill. They're not going to eat themselves.
Are you sure about that? We've got a half orc with us.
Godoruk's
kinda-
already grabbing apples. He's got a handful. He's got like 13 in his arms.
And he just
After
kind of
that
looks
said-
over and he kind of cocks a smile and says, "Eat up, big fella. You'll need it."
I'd like to take the moment because we're kind of on the edge of town right there, and there's the orchard. I'm assuming there's small game in the area. I'd like to go hunting as part of my Outlander abilities and kind of gather up like stuff for breakfast for the group.
Sure. So as you go out into the forest, you're able to find some small game. You find a rabbit that is pretty hefty. Looks like he's been living off apples and whatnot in the area. Plenty for a nice bit of meat for breakfast, but not too much that you would have to have, other things to take with you afterwards.
Okay.
Do you want to tell us what it looks like when you cook it up?
Delicious, of course.
Bacon.
Miss Syria's gonna sit far back and enjoy her apples and glare.
I don't
That is
have a dagger.
I do.
I don't can I borrow a dagger so I can carve this rabbit up, please?
I give him my dagger with a mouthful of apple.
I carve up the meat after it's cooked on a fire, and I just kind of like hand it out.
Does anybody else
then-
not have a dagger?
I know.
I have
I think I
two
have
short
lace.
swords right now and a long sword.
Look, I had 2 and gave 1 to Godoruk.
Okay.
It's a rabbit. You
Alright.
don't necessarily want to carve that with a sword, though.
Yeah,
All right.
no.
So you guys
Right.
have had.
It'll get the job done if you need to, but
So you've had breakfast.
I stick Godoruk's dagger in my belt. I don't give it back.
I will throw you.
Like you're gonna use it.
True. Well, that is. You have a point.
And the barbarian rages with a dagger and pokes him viciously with it for 1d4 damage.
look,
can aim for the eye.
We can get everybody a dagger at some point, just so that they have something to cut their meat with.
The dagger
or maybe
was
slice
for
an apple.
Things like this.
You
not
have
combat.
you have a kit as part of your adventurer's bag. You have a small kit.
Not
that
all
you
of
can
us
use to
have
prepare
an
food.
adventuring kit.
True.
I'm not saying you, but he does for certain.
True.
I actually don't have like a.
The adventuring kit does not come with a thing to cut your food
There.
with.
Okay. I'm not
The
going to take the
mess
time
kit
to argue
comes
with you right now.
silverware.
Well, that's not true. That's a mess kit,
Okay.
so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Mess kit.
Mess
Okay,
kit comes
I'm
with
sorry.
enough to prepare yourself some meals. Anyway, let's not dilly-dally. You guys have had breakfast. You now have some apples in your belly. Let's not hope that it betrays you when you're in the in
Apples are
Justin
high
I
in
Durant.
ate
fiber.
them core and all. I'll eat them whole.
That's gonna be a ripe number 2 coming from you later. All right. Let's
Yes.
let us continue on. Are we gonna do this?
We're gonna do this, I think.
Let's do it.
Think
All
so.
right. So you guys
It is
are at
time.
Edermath's Orchard, which is the northwest side of town. Tressendor Manor is all the way to the east, and Carp's map has shown you that the entrance lies in through the forest behind Alderleaf Farm. So you're going to take roughly an hour or so to skirt your way south around the southern edge of town and back around, not taking any of the town roads, and kind of back up into the forest from the south. And as you make your way through the forest, you follow Carp's map and you come across this small clearing of bushes and brush that you can see leads into almost a cavern beneath Tressendor Manor. And as you look up, you can see that Tressendor Manor is really more of a castle than a house. It's been abandoned long ago, but still you can see the remnants of these parapets and stained glass and everything, and again, fairly low compared to where the manor is where this cavern leads. What do you do?
I'd like to take a moment and like listen and look around. Can I perceive any Redbrands in the immediate area?
Given your abilities, you can see that there are tracks leading in and out of this that are not fresh, but recent. And you can tell that there is no one that seems to be guarding this entrance.
Can I make my way stealthily towards the opening?
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
$17.
You make your way stealthily into this cavern. And you can see that it extends forward about 20 feet. You can see that it then opens up, and you can see the remnants of an old wooden bridge in there. It is dimly lit in this area, but you can see flickers of light way further down within this cavern.
I'll motion to the rest of the party to kind of move quickly but quietly to the entrance.
Yeah, Bamir will move up with
As
the
well.
rest.
I will follow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I check the area for traps?
Give me a perception check.
$13.
You do not detect any traps in the area.
I'd like to move into the entranceway.
Okay. So as you move into the entranceway, you do not perceive any individuals around. You can hear faint talking coming from somewhere off to the left, and you see this great crevasse kind of to your right with an old wooden bridge that appears to be fairly disheveled around you. The crevasse extends down about 20 feet or so and kind of opens up as it kind of goes further into the cave. You see that it's not fairly steep either way, but it's something that certainly, would need one of these, would need a bridge to cross. Across the bridge, you can see kind of a walkway that leads off somewhere off to your right as well. And as you're walking through here, you kind of hear...
We came in from the south,
From the
south pathway.
Yes, a south pathway. Right. So
Okay.
you're kind of
Before
south.
we like after the group catches up, I'd like to turn around and throw my caltrops on the ground behind us.
Okay. Nice.
All 20 of them.
Okay. They are caltropped in there. Anybody that's coming from behind you is going to have a bad day. And as you make your way further into this cavern, you perceive a voice inside all of your heads at the same time.
Who are you?
Godoruk is very confused and immediately draws his maul.
I'm just gonna ready my bow.
Quick to fight, I see. Not know of me, you do. Funny, you have the red cloaks. What are you doing?
Bamir is saying and thinking, and he's trying his best to think nothing.
And as you guys try to think nothing, Bamir, what is your deception modifier? Or what's your deception
Plus,
passive?
it is. He's got a +5, so 15
Okay.
would be passive.
So you feel nothing, and none of the rest of the group feels nothing at this point.
What?
I'm so
At this
confused.
point. But you still hear the echoes of this voice.
Hi. Is anyone gonna talk back? You guys are an odd bunch, aren't you? I'm so hungry. I smell rabbit. Does somebody have rabbit today? Yummy.
Good lord. That's what Ashin says. Good lord.
Leif
Who is this? What's happening?
does not sound like his patron, so he just kind of ignores it, thinking, I don't want to keep talking to these kind of people.
Why are you in my head?
Why are you in my cave?
It's my cave.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I am the master here, and in this manor is all glass steps.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, don't play dumb. I'm in your head. I can see all kinds of interesting things in here. Listen, look, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should eat you. Should I eat you?
Do I?
Bamir says no. No
Not if I
need
eat
to
you first.
No need to eat us. He thinks it really hard.
Okay, well, since you know who I am, who are you?
I am all-seeing. I am the Cloud One. I am the guardian of this area. And I will keep watch. And I am getting close to taking a bite of you so hungry.
Leif thinks to the entity, you're hungry. I mean, if you want to help us out, we can help you out. There's going to be lots of food for you if you give us, a good couple hours.
Food? What kind of food? I like food, please. Tell me more.
Leif continues to think, and I just put my hand up, like a finger up to say, like, just hold on to the party. How about we make a deal? I've been really good at deals lately, apparently. If you help us out, I can get you some food. I assume that these Redbrands don't really mean much to you, and you can eat as many of them as you want once we're done with them.
Flesh is flesh.
That it is. But would you like to help us out then?
Give me a persuasion check.
Roll 20.
17, so 23.
Okay. You know what? I like this deal because I'm so hungry. Will I be able to eat soon?
Point us in the direction of the nearest food, and we'll let you snack on that till we can get to the rest.
Oh, food comes in and out all day. Listen, I will allow you to proceed through my crevasse unharmed for now. But if I don't get food soon, I'm gonna keep my promise to Glassstaff and eat every single person that comes through that hole.
And where is Glassstaff exactly?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Fair enough. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to ask. If you want, I mean, you just eat flesh, I assume. You don't want anything else.
And with that, you're going to see this being step out from behind this kind of natural stone rock formation in front of you. And you can see that it is a one-eyed creature with fierce-looking talons on its arms and legs. And really is unusual looking creature. He moves almost in this swift but manic way where his limb seems to twitch, but it doesn't seem to impede his movement. And you can see that he is a bit of a formidable creature.
Leif clearly doesn't want to make this thing mad. And do I know what this is?
Give me a nature check.
That's fair.
Oh, I'm gonna same thing. Can I?
Can I also?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
Nature.
I got a 13.
Okay. You have no idea what it is.
Lovely.
17. 17.
Nat 20. Plus 2. 22.
So Ashin, you have heard of things, but you can't recall what this is. Godorek, you have seen these before. This is a Nothic. And you know this beast to be a creature that has psychic abilities that will basically take its prey, play with it in its mind, and trick it into allowing it to be consumed by it. You also know that it has the ability to basically stare at you and with these psychic abilities kind of degrade you from the inside, much like the serum of a spider does to its prey, turning it to soup before it consumes it.
Can I relay that to the party and
Yes.
shield my eyes?
It's not about you looking at it, it's it looking at you.
Okay, so it doesn't have to make eye contact. It just all right.
No, it just has to look at you.
Ew.
So you know that
Well,
this
I
is
still relay that to the
This is
party.
a potentially dangerous creature.
I want to roll insight to see if he's being straightforward with his deal.
Okay. Go ahead.
That'll be a 15.
You perceive no lies from this creature. It might be weird and in your head, but it is not lying. It is very much interested in the transaction of food for safe passage.
Awesome. Well, I guess we better go scrounge up some food. Do you have a name?
Name? No, no name. Just hungry.
All right, Hungry. Nice to meet you. We'll go get you some food.
Yes,
Um,
it'll be
I-
nice to meet you too, and meet you too.
Did we eat all of that rabbit earlier, or is there some left over?
You fully
Still have
consumed it, so you
rations.
didn't have
Yeah,
any.
we've got a half orc.
It's true, but I still have rations that I haven't touched. I could throw jerky at it for now.
Sure.
So that is what I'll do. I will throw my rations toward it. Just to hold you off for now until we bring back food.
More food.
More food.
And as you do so, it kind of slinks down in its kind of way and makes kind of a sniffing motion at what you've thrown it. And it snatches it in its claw and just kind of like holds its arm above its head and opens its mouth, and you can see just rows of razor sharp looking teeth, and just lets it fall as it kind of almost thrashes its head from side to side, devouring these rations.
We should leave before he changes his mind.
Let's go find him some food.
Across the bridge or to the left?
With that last message, you can feel his presence kind of fade from your minds, and he fades back into the shadows of the cave. You can still perceive him, though, now that he has kind of made himself aware to you.
So
So he's
If
more toward the
I-
north. He's not
I can-
impeding our movement any.
right,
He's not
I
gonna.
can.
You can move freely about this cavern. He has been satiated for now.
Can I make my way kind of almost parallel to him and like look in the direction of that hallway and go like nod my head like that way?
Where? Wait, which way?
Off
To
to
the
the
west?
left.
Off to the
To the west.
To the west.
And are you looking at the Nothic?
Yeah.
He is no longer going to pay attention to you until
Okay.
you bring him food or otherwise.
Are there any traps in that? Can I look and check for traps like right there in that area leading down into that hallway?
To the west?
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 23.
You perceive nothing. It is all clear. You do
I motion.
You do look down the hallway and you can see that it bookends into 2 doors. One to the left of the hall and one to the right of the hall. Nothing then as at the end of the hall. It is well lit. There is no one standing there. You can hear the sound of voices coming from both rooms.
Okay. I motion to the rest of the party and let them know basically what I've perceived. And that like I'm ready to go that way and we can I would offer that we clear each room one at a time.
Do you see any recent tracks from the people?
I didn't see any traps in the hallway, but I can
Tracks,
hear voices down there.
like footfalls, like tracks, not traps.
I'll check for them. Can I check for tracks in the ground?
With your ability, you can look down and you can see that there are, again, multiple different types of footprints in this area. You can see that there have been human-looking footprints. You can tell, based off of your previous experience, what is now bugbear-type footprints, and you can see the claw marks of the Nothic on the ground.
Okay. I relay the information.
Bugbear.
We could go that way and deal with them, and then we get them off some food, or we
What's-
can go across the bridge.
Let's get the Nothic his food.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Let's.
So you're going to proceed that way?
On the hall.
Yes.
Mhm.
To the west.
All right. So further to the west, you proceed down the hallway, which again has 2 doors at the end of it. To the left, or both doors are these wooden doors that have kind of been steel reinforced, and there is enough lighting for you to clearly see anything. There is no shadows to hide in this hallway.
So I want to make my way like towards where that door is to the left. But I want to stop before I expose myself in that hallway and just kind of listen to see if they're, without peeking my head out, I want to listen to see if anybody's in the hallway.
Okay. So you perceive no one in the hallway. You can see both doors clearly. There's no one there.
Okay. I look at the door that's right there, the one that's like on the south side, and I kind of point at it and I look at Goderic, kind of telling him to kind of get ready because he's going to go through. I want him to go through the door first since he's our melee guy.
Okay.
All right. I ready my maul and get ready to go through the door.
Can I check to see if the door's locked first?
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
15.
You kind of slowly reach your hand to the handle on the door and very silently see that it is unlocked.
I cast Whisper to Ashin since it looks like he's gonna be the one opening the door. And I just say very quietly, ready your weapon. I will open the door from here.
then I stand back, like 4 or 5 feet, or nah, like 10 feet. We'll say 10 feet, and I ready my bow, and I just am aiming at the door.
As everyone gets ready, I cast Mage Hand on the door, and slowly. Oh, you can say something. Okay, slowly turn the doorknob and pull it open.
So as you start to open the door, you can hear all of a sudden these really gruff voices yelling demeaning things at something, saying things like, lick the floor, you're like a dog. And as you open the door, you can see that there are 3 bugbears and a goblin. And the bugbears seem to be bullying the goblin. And the goblin, as he is thrown to the floor, looks up and sees the door opening. And as he can see the door open and sees Godoruk standing there, he faints and completely falls limp. And as he does this, the bugbears look at you as they see the door open, and we roll for initiative. Dun, 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 dun.
16.
Yay.
22.
17.
Una memento.
14.
Guys, give me a second.
Yay.
Numbers.
Give me all those things again.
22.
Godoruk got 22.
17.
Jeez.
I've whispered all my life. I'm not whispering 16 to you.
Okay, Asteria.
14.
Okay, and Bamir.
7.
Yes.
Oof. Is that with your initiative bonus?
Yes.
Oof.
Ow.
That's with a +4.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I rolled a 3.
Nice.
Okay.
But did
then.
we succeed in stealthing? And so then by
Shouldn't I have gotten a
that
fire like
get a
that one arrow?
surprise round?
I will give you a surprise round. Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
Ooh, yay.
Sweet. Can I want to cast Hunter's Mark on whichever one's the closest to us?
You are not first.
I am
who's
first,
Oh, you're
sir.
first.
Godoruk is first.
After fighting a bugbear earlier, I'm going to rage and reckless attack. I'm
Beautiful.
going all out with the maul. Let's see.
Give me a roll to hit.
That is, if it could not fall off my desk, a 14.
That does not
Oh, that was
hit.
bad. That sucked. All right.
That's with all your bonuses? You got a 14?
That is with my bonuses.
Oof, that's rough.
Okay.
Hmm.
And as you run in to accost the closest bugbear to you, you
This is gonna hurt.
get very excited and swing with your maul, and he kind of just leans back and dodges out of its way and gives you a little grunt. It would be the bugbear's turn after you, but since they are still kind of caught off guard, Ashin, it is up to you.
I want to cast Hunter's Mark on that that bugbear,
Okay?
and then I'm gonna attack. Natural 20.
Oof.
Give it to me.
Okay. 2d8s. 7, 10, 13, and a d6. Or is it 2d6? 2d6. 17 damage.
All right. So as you cast Hunter's Mark, you kind of hone in your senses on this bugbear who thinks that he's just gotten away without being attacked. And as you draw your bow back, you fire an arrow, and it hits him straight through the collarbone and out through his shoulder as he takes, you said what, 13 points of damage?
17.
17 points of damage. And he is knocked back onto his heel with that arrow and goes, "Argh!" It is very upset at that hit. Blood starts pouring out the front in copious amounts.
Hey, is the surprise round, are our attacks made with opportunity? Like, are they attacks with advantage
No.
during surprise? Okay, I was
No,
just
you just get to
asked a
attack.
question.
Yeah, they don't get to retaliate.
just
It's
don't- yeah, they
powerful
don't-
enough as it is, okay?
Yeah, they don't
they
get to
just
attack
don't
back.
have they don't have the ability to retaliate against you. Okay.
They'll get theirs, don't worry.
Yep. Okay.
Do you want to
And Leif?
move into that room?
Yeah. Say, are you done with your turn?
So where are they at in the room? So I can kind of, because that's
So-
a really small room.
It is. It's a really small room. There's not a whole lot that's going on in here.
I think it would be smart of me to stay in the hallway. Range is my best friend.
Okay. Do you want to like back away from the door or something so somebody else can get another?
Yeah.
shot
I'm gonna back up like
Yeah, you
an
can-
additional 5 feet. I was already like 8 feet from the door.
I'm in the door. I thought. Like I'm
Yeah, oh, you're
there, so
in
I'm
the
still
room.
way.
You're in the
Okay,
room.
I'm
You're in the
Yeah, you
room.
moved up.
Stepped
You moved
in.
up to go hit him.
Yeah, you
Okay.
moved up. You're inside the doorway now. All right. So if we're gonna position these on the map, we'll just say that if you look at the map on the screen, you can see one is in this, like they're kind of around that kind of centermost square in the room. So there's one a little bit further back against the back wall. There's one to the right, and there's one to the left, and then the poor little goblin who's basically been picked on is in the middle of the room.
All right,
So
okay.
Goderic, you attacked the one that was kind of straight in
right
front
there.
there,
Okay.
and Ashin, you hit that same one with the arrow.
Did Goderic move any at all, or did he stay right in front of them?
You stay
You
right in
can't
front of him.
really.
Right there.
Okay. Cool.
And then Leif, it is up to you.
Leif raises his hand and said, "Shit," and casts Ice Knife on the one near the west side.
So
So-
the same
so-
one.
No, they're whatever one's in the middle.
Whatever one's in the middle. Oh, so the between the two beds.
So the
in
goblin?
back.
No, there's three
Between the two
bugbears.
beds in the
Don't-
back.
Got it.
Don't hurt the goblin.
So the aims at the
He's-
bugbear in the middle that hasn't been attacked yet.
Okay.
And roll 21.
Oh, that hits.
And for damage, I don't get any bonuses to this, I don't think. So 9.
Okay.
And then the ice explosion is another 9 to everyone within 5 feet.
Well, they have to make. They have to
if
make
they get the deck save.
So
fail the dex saves.
what's the dex? What's the DC of the dex?
14.
They all fail. So they all take an additional how much of damage?
Additional 9.
Additional 9 damage.
And does Goderic have to make that save too?
No, because the bugbear is in front of him and he is 10
Oh.
feet away.
Okay. Good.
Perfect. That's what he was worried about when he did this.
No, so you basically kind of walk through the doorway and materialize this frozen knife in your hand and chuck it straight at the bugbear in the back of the room. And as it hits him square in the chest, he goes, "Ugh," and he takes that initial hit of damage, kind of freezing the area of his chest around the knife. And then the back of the knife explodes into shards that then fire out, dealing additional damage to him, firing out and hitting the bugbear in the back that Goderic and Ashin have just damaged, and also hitting the one to the far right side of the room. And the one standing in front of Goderic is almost knocked to the floor with this ice damage, and he is looking extremely weakened and hurt beyond belief, like he is just barely now hanging on, where the bugbear you hit with the knife is looking far worse for wear. The blood that is seeping from his chest is freezing instantly as it does, but it continues to flow over. And the bugbear to the far right is also looking extremely pained as he has ice shards sticking out of his head and out of his chest and arms, completely assaulted by this attack. Well done.
After doing this, I place my hand on the hilt of my sheath sword to hex it, and then move out of the doorway with my back to the wall to let someone else do their business.
Okay.
Actually, no, sorry. I go in the room with my back to the wall.
Okay.
Like inside.
Got you. Styria, you're up.
Like on top of that bed or something.
Yeah, like on top of the bed.
I feel like you probably can't move into that room without getting an opportunity attack, though, if that bugbear is right next to the door.
It's not an opportunity attack if he's not trying to exit the area. Like he can move up to attack.
He has to stay adjacent to the bugbear then, and I don't think that's what he was doing.
Let me take a look at it.
I was getting basically between the door and the bed.
He would still be there. Yeah, if he was in the middle square, he would still be within melee range of the bugbear. So unless you want an opportunity attack, we'll just say that you move in and you're kind of standing against the wall just inside the door.
That's the plan.
There you go. Styria.
Styria is going to use her wild shape.
Ooh.
Oh god, it's a small room.
Oh god.
Listen.
I can't wait for this.
There's already a large person in here.
It's not that big. Jesus.
Plus 2 bugbears or 3?
3.
A goblin.
When she does her wild shape, Ashin's jaw's gonna drop to the floor.
Styria, who are you targeting with your wild shape?
The one on the far right.
And tell me a little bit more about wild shape.
Almost dead guy.
We know from last session that you are a green dire wolf. But tell us more about the wild shape ability. What does it do?
The wild shape ability. Let me go to my sheet here. I magically assume the shape of a beast that I have seen before, twice per short rest, and I stay in that beast shape for 1 hour. And then I assume all of that beast's abilities.
Okay. So you assume this form, and what are you going to do?
I'm going to go in and... Which one was the most hurt?
The one in front of Godoruk.
Okay. Then she'll go in and attack that one.
Okay.
With her bite.
With her bite. Roll to hit.
That knocks him prone too, right?
If she hits,
if he lives.
And
yeah,
he has to make a strength save, I believe.
Yes, it's 22 to hit.
That hits. What's the damage?
2d6 plus 3.
Let me save you the math. It's not going to matter.
Okay.
So, as you, for the first time, reveal this wild shape ability to the party, you make your way over to the doorway. And as you look in, you can see this bugbear that is absolutely sorry looking. He is, starting to freeze over his shoulders from the effects of the ice knife. He has got an arrow through his collarbone coming out through his shoulder and is bleeding. And you take this as an attack of basically opportunity, trying to just end him. And you...
Go for the juggler.
Here, you're going to get your way into this doorway and jump. And as you're jumping, you go from elf form into wolf form over Godoruk's shoulder, grab his head in your jaws and snap it and drag him to the floor as he dies. And now you are standing in front of Godoruk.
I'm going to look at Ashin and be like, did you know she could do that?
Do you, Styria, do you have a description for what it looks like when you change into your form? Just out of curiosity.
I have not come up with one yet.
Then I'll take some DM liberties. As she is flying through the air, you're going to see a magic shimmer around her. And you're going to see her form phase in this shimmer from elf to extending limbs to an extending head, as almost it's like a weird kind of transformer type of a thing where her body then becomes extensions into this wolf. And then as that ethereal shimmer wears off, this wolf form kind of breaks free of it. And that shimmer kind of is a almost like a shedding of skin that falls away, as all you see left is a dire wolf.
And she's green.
Which is green.
The green puppy.
Big green.
And you have now killed a bugbear.
Can I pet it?
I would.
We're a little busy right now.
A little busy.
Okay. All right.
And Bamir, you're up.
Okay, well, since it's very crowded in that room now,
I'm also not sure Bamir would have seen this transformation at this point.
well, you
Because
would have
she-
probably seen part of it.
Something. You saw something.
Saw that tail.
And he pokes his head around the corner of the door, sees a dire wolf in there, and is like, "Oh, it killed! Oh, it's on our side." Is that a steer? Bamir casts a finger at the next bugbear over that got stabbed with the original ice knife, I guess.
Okay.
He points in his general direction, says, "Just turn into an ice cube, you fobbling, bat-fouling baggage," and forces him to make a wisdom save.
He is not the wisest of bugbears. He fails. Rolled a 2.
Ooh.
Then he will take 3 whole points of damage and suffer disadvantage the next time he tries to attack one of my allies.
Okay. He basically hears your words, and the ice that is in his chest spreads further to his chest and onto his shoulders. And he goes, "Urgh," as he takes those 3 points of damage. And that brings us back to
Then-
Godoruk.
Bamir gives him the cold shoulder and hides back behind the door frame.
I appreciated that.
All right. So I'm going to go for the almost iced bugbear. Take a swing with my maul. That would be a 20.
That
Not a nat
hits.
20, but
That hits.
and this is gonna be fun. "13 points of damage."
So
I'm aiming for the ice part too.
you
Shatter him.
As you grab your maul and continue your rage, again, muscles rippling with adrenaline, you proceed to attack this bugbear that looks probably a good 75% frozen already. And as you take your maul, you swing high above your head and bring it down on top of his head. And as you do, his head sinks into his body and it falls apart, frozen, as his head hits the floor with nothing left but pieces of ice. And
I
he
can
is
picture
dead.
that. That was a good description. I like that.
Hmm.
And then the
Wonder if
bugbear.
The Nothic likes chilled bugbear.
The bugbear who has taken the least amount of damage, who is now the only surviving bugbear in the room, takes a look at all of you and a dire wolf. And puts his hand up as if to say stop. Wait! Wait! Please! Wait!
Is he saying this in common?
Yes, he's saying it in common. And he is going to continue speaking, saying, please, 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 wait, Wait. Maybe we can work something out.
Whose turn is it?
And it is Ashin's turn.
Mine.
Oh no.
I'd like to move into the doorway with my bow readied, aiming at him,
Okay.
and I want to use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark to him.
Okay.
And then I want to tell him that I will talk with him back in that clearing where we were before. I don't want to talk to him in that room. I want to talk to him out in the open in there. And if he wants to talk with us, we can make a deal there.
And give me an intimidation check.
$16.
He is going to look at you, and even though he has called for this potential ceasefire, he's going to go, listen, Elf, I ain't going out there. I know that Nothic's out there. I ain't going with that crazy oculide bastard. I'll talk to you right here, but I ain't going out there.
Then before he finishes his speech, I'm going to let loose the arrow into his aiming at him.
Okay, roll to hit.
Oof.
20.
That hits.
7d6. 12.
As you loose your arrow, it goes right into the offside of his chest, not his heart side, but his more empty part of his cavity. And he goes as it hits him in the chest, and you can tell that you might have punctured a lung because he gasps quickly. Now, listen here, you elf fucking
clearing.
asshole.
Or you die in this room.
I ain't going out there. But I'll talk to you in here, and I've got shit you're gonna want to hear.
I'm just going to ready another arrow and aim it at him.
Well, it's up to Leif now.
Leif looks at Asteria and just gives her a thumbs up for the changing because he really appreciates that as a changeling.
You're giving him like a
Yeah, like I'm really excited. Like
Everyone in this party change.
I then direct my attention to the bugbear and I raise my hexed blade at him. And I'm just saying, fine, you don't have to go out there, but you better make it good, or most likely our murderous friend here is going to make you pinned to that wall.
Give me a persuasion check.
19.
Okay. So when you hit buttons you weren't supposed to. Let's see. What was that check again?
19.
So he sloops down against the wall that he's up against right now as kind of a sign of total submission, but also his body more or less starting to give out. And he goes, listen, I know things. This wizard that runs this rabble of Redbrand jokes, he works for the spider.
I'm taking notes.
That's all he's going to say for now.
Are we
Out of combat order?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I'll allow you guys to talk to him since you have successfully persuaded him to talk.
Okay.
I just was already talking.
Who's the spider?
Spider's the boss. He runs all of this. And he wants what's in that cave.
Go on.
You know what cave I'm talking about. The Wave Echo Cave.
What do you
Okay.
know about it?
I know that there's a lot of magical shit in there that a lot of people would like to get their hands on.
All right.
Bamir brings. Is anybody else out in the hall still?
I am. Sort of. Or am I in the room?
You're
Did I
like
go in the room? I'm like in the doorway.
Bamir kind of pushes you into the room a little bit and then closes the door behind him as he comes in.
Okay.
Leif just looks at him and said, "Okay, is that it? Because right now the wall is looking a little less bloody, and it might be a lot bloody soon."
All right, listen here. The spider's a person, right? You know that. You know that. He's a dark elf. All right, he's not like you shinies. He's dark. He's got lots of powers. He's looking in the cave for spells. He wants them. He wants to be able to make items. All right, and he sent us here to keep Phandalin under control. That's what these Redbrands here are doing. They're just keeping this place in line for the spider, you see. And I know that they're and he chuckles as he kind of spurts up some blood. Their leader is some puny mage who calls himself Glassstaff, but is really some pissant named Yarno.
Leif comes to a realization that since Yarno is Sildar's friend, he might not be aware of what's going on. So he just kind of almost smiled and said, "That one was useful."
Can I
See.
approach the bugbear?
Sure.
Can I pull the arrow out of the bugbear? Rather painfully.
You can. You risk dealing him damage that could kill him, but you can try.
Oh,
Just
is
slightly
everybody else
touch
okay
it.
with this?
Just slightly
Oh.
touch it and bring him pain.
Do you know where the spider is?
And are you grabbing the arrow?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm listening for Bamir's question.
I don't know where the spider is, but I do know who does.
We're waiting.
That bastard of a goblin Groll over at the castle. You find him, and you'll find the spider. And with that, he's continuing to just kind of cough.
I kind of look at the rest of the party, and I reach down and I grab the arrow.
Can I stop him? Then Nothic may appreciate live food.
That was my plan. And I attempt to pull him up with the arrow.
And as you do that,
Oh.
He's dead.
Whoa, hey.
no.
Well, there goes
no.
all that.
As you do
Okay.
that,
Okay.
he's gonna reach out and grab your hand. And he's gonna grab your wrist. Forcefully. With a lot more life than you thought that he had. And he's gonna go, "Listen, I told you everything I know. I don't want to be eaten alive by that beast. That psychotic fuck out there. Please just do me off proper.
I look at him, and in a gesture of respect at him just wanting me to kill him rather than be eaten by that beast, I pull out the dagger that Goderic gave me earlier, and I want to jam it into his gut and just rip him from abdomen to chest.
Sounds painful.
Oh, that's not a clean death.
That's not clean at all. I could just
No.
cut his head off.
That's not a
Let
show
me
of
cut his
respect.
head off.
No.
What the
The respect was in that he wanted me to kill him.
what's
Oh,
Me
okay.
gutting him was because I don't like any goblinoid.
yeah. Yeah. Roll for damage.
God dang it.
That was a dagger, so
E4 plus your strength.
6.
Or dexterity. You've got, I think it's
Yeah,
versatile.
is it?
Or not versatile, dexterous or whatever.
I can check.
As you shove
Finesse.
this dagger deep
Yep, hold on.
into the belly of this bugbear who's still propped against this wall, he spits blood all over your face and gives you a snarl, "Ugh," but then a nod and sloops over, completely dead.
Well,
I'll take the blood. I'm just gonna sheath the dagger and wipe the blood off my face, kind of just with one hand, not really trying to get it off, but more to mark my face.
And
Okay.
oh,
and
I
with
guess we're doing
that-
food delivery now.
And with that, the goblin, who you all have not been paying attention to,
Oh, I've been paying attention.
who you not have been paying attention to,
He was next
Wakes
on my
up.
list.
wakes up and scaredly crawls underneath one of the beds and covers his head with his hands and goes,
Don't hurt Droop, please.
How heavy is the bed? Can I lift it? Or tilt it out of the way?
"Duh, you could certainly lift it."
I want to do the thing. Fine.
Did
It was more of a question. I was going to do it yet.
Mysteria want to do something?
Well, Asteria she saw the goblin go under the bed, and she's gonna just lay on the floor and look at the goblin underneath the bed with her big direwolf head.
Menacingly.
Give me an intimidation check.
Yay!
That one turns into a puppy.
I rolled 16.
Droop is already terrified of you all. just he is terrified. Give me an insight check as well.
Insight.
Yeah.
Insight. Where's my sheet? Sorry.
Take your time.
21.
So as you lower yourself in your wolf an and you stare into the eyes of this goblin who is hiding under the bed, you can sense an inner pain within him that he has been so broken by the treatment from not only these bugbears, but also the Redbrands that clearly keep him as some sort of slave or pet. That he is basically fearful and wanting nothing, clinging to life by pure instinct and by nothing else. He is a beaten, broken soul that is almost devoid of meaning right now.
Well, now I feel bad.
Well, she can't communicate, so she's gonna look back towards her party members who can speak.
I cast
gonna-
Whisper on Asteria.
Message.
Message. Sorry, message.
What is it, girl?
That's
Little
a good
Droop under the
puppy.
bed?
Someone trapped in the well?
I just asked,
God.
is something wrong?
She'll communicate what she sensed. Like they were essentially using it as a slave, and she
Leif,
gets the feeling that he's pretty broken.
Leif sighs and relays this, and he's probably not going to deal us any harm. But someone did mention about a goblin named Droop in here that we were supposed to maybe keep an eye out for, so let's not hurt him.
She just kind of stands up, backs away, give them room.
Not hurt Droop?
I say in goblin, no, just relax, we're not going to hurt you right now.
And he gives you a look that you speak goblin because he was speaking common. So he kind of gives you a look almost like, oh, you speak the language? And kind of pokes his head out a little bit more and very hesitantly sits on the edge of the bed that he was hiding under.
I give a slight smile, then I look at the party. Okay, now we've got an Nothic in there that's hungry, but I've got a plan. I don't want to deal with anyone. It's kind of small quarters, bad things can happen. I can go deal with the other room probably by myself if you guys just want to stay here and cover me.
Huh?
Yeah, I got this. I kneel down and I adjust my cloak a bit to cover a bit more of like my shoulder in front, and I do shape change to look like the bugbear that was just gutted, and my voice to be exactly like his. I stand back up and very quietly say, I'm gonna go trick the other room. If I yell the word goblin, please save me. Deal?
Okay.
Okay.
What do you plan to do in there?
I'm gonna have the Nothic seems as Godruk said, the Nothic seems to really like live prey. I figure maybe the Nothic can help us out a bit and we don't have to possibly get hurt.
I was just thinking I would take one of these dead guys and offer him as a first offering. Like, why not be, smart with what we have?
But what if we make more noise and someone comes out of the room? Then the cover's kind of blown on that.
Fresh food is best food.
I will
I mean,
add to you because you had a very solid perception check thus far. These walls are thick. This is basically a castle. The door that you open, you observe to be very thick, and it was only when you became very close to the door that you actually start to hear what was going on.
Got it. I assume Fated relays that to me.
yes.
Leif just shrugs. I mean, either way, we can get him something now, or we could get him some live food now.
Let's get him some food now, and then offer to get him some live food.
I'm not sure he actually cares about the live part. I think
Well,
he just wants meat.
let's just take him these 2 bodies then.
3 bodies.
3. And
What's left of this one?
I look at the goblin, and I say, and somebody get that out of here, or something. And I pick up one of the bodies and start moving it towards the door.
I look at Godruk and say, hey, can you get the other body?
Sure. Before I leave, I would like to offer Droop. Droop. I don't know. Droop. I'll toss him an apple that I kept from the orchard,
Oh,
and then go to help him.
And Droop is going to catch this apple, and he is going to look at you like you just gave Dobby a sock.
Thank you.
Godruk made a friend.
And he, not perceiving imminent danger anymore for the first time in probably a long time, takes the apple, holds it to his chest, smells it, and takes a little bite.
You
not hurt, Droop. Droop, want to help? Would you need help? I help. Droop, help. You're nice, Droop, like you.
Can I?
Are you going to roll for insight?
I can roll for insight.
I'm just making a joke.
Roll for your insight, Vamir, if the DM allows it.
Not great. It's a 7.
You, even with that low of insight, can tell that he has a genuine look about him.
I give Godoruk his dagger back and kind of point my head at the goblin and say, like, gesture, maybe give that to him.
What?
Give him a weapon?
Let him defend himself.
I can understand that. I will hand him the weapon, the dagger.
As you
I
go
look-
to give Droop the dagger, Droop recoils almost in fear. No, Droop don't like weapons. Droop don't like pointy things. Cut too much, hurt too much. And he like literally starts to almost have like a freak out at the sight of any weapon kind of imposing on his presence.
All right, so I put it away and
Can I-
place a
can I
hand
s-
on his shoulder.
I speak Goblin, so I'm gonna take a moment to actually stop what I'm doing to speak to the Goblin in Goblin, and I say, I mean no offense, but we're surrounded by enemies, and I just want you to be able to defend yourself. Even though I don't like goblins, I say this to him in earnest.
And he is kind of a half coward. He when you tried to give him the knife, he basically swung his legs around on the bed away from you and kind of started to cover his head. And as Godoruk put the hand on his shoulder, you could feel that he's physically shaking. And as he hears the words in native goblin, he kind of half uncovers his head and in goblin speaks back. No one care for Droop. No one hurt Droop here. Nothing bad happened. Droop can help you. Droop want to help you. Know where everyone is. I'm always going around cleaning, cooking, delivering everything. I know this castle very well. Very well. Can help you. Droop help.
Okay.
How good are you at drawing, Droop? We'll find out in a moment.
Find out next time on Dungeon Nytes.
No.
Not quite. Droop, he kind of now more openly turns back and swings his legs across the bed, and he basically falls to the floor and takes a piece of like old charcoal that he has in like an apron that you can see that he's now wearing. And he pulls it up, and on the floor in front of you, he gives you the layout of the entire dungeon. You can see everything.
Vamir will transcribe it onto a piece of paper.
You
I'm gonna do the same.
you can see,
I will commit it all to memory.
in fact, here, because you did this and I was not ready, I actually have to give you the full look of the dungeon. But basically you can see now that you are in the southwest corner of the dungeon. There are a few rooms to your north where it appears that the leader Glassstaff has his way. Off to the right across the crevasse, there's actually a secret passage that leads out to the main entrance to Tressender Manor. And you can see that in the northeast eastern side is a crypt and then a room with 2 cells that he tells you are currently holding slaves, a woman and 2 children. And then again, to the north of that is kind of like a armory store closet with a secret passage that leads towards Glassstaff's room.
Okay.
Okay. Well then,
Here, I know what I'll do.
should we
Uh,
have him wait here?
yeah.
Sure. Here, I will upload.
Because
the
we
image
can't
of
we
this
can't send a
castle.
goblin into town. They'll kill him.
Hmm.
Droop, do you have a home?
Droop. Cragmaw Goblin. Droop. Taken from castle.
Okay.
How much do you know about the castle?
No, it's up north. No general way to get there.
How long has
What
it been since you were there?
2 full moons? 3 maybe?
Could we get you to maybe think about it and perhaps get us a layout of that castle after we're done here?
Droop don't remember inside very well, but maybe give you a general idea where it is.
Okay. I accept that.
Droop just want to help nice people.
I'm
Well,
gonna
here, he's gonna. Bamir's gonna take another sheet of paper out of his sheath and the pen, and give it to Droop, and ask him if he can draw us a map to the castle.
Okay. Droop will do his best while you guys are off doing whatever it is you do.
I'm gonna
All
take
right.
I'm gonna take a moment to walk over to Asteria, and I'm gonna like rub the scruff behind her ears and just kind of make eye contact with her in her wolf shape and hope that she discerns like my general. I know she can understand me speaking, but understand my general body language that, this is pretty cool.
She kind of tilts her head. Can't really do much.
So how about we go take the bodies to Nothic and then
Okay.
let's see if we can trick
I think that's
it.
a
We
that's a
looted
good
them.
idea. Let's loot them.
Let's loot them.
Take their
Yeah.
weapons.
What do they
Yes.
have on them?
So, first off, you each get 125 XP for completing that room. GG's.
Yay.
And give yourselves another 25 XP apiece for handling the Nothic the way you have thus far. You get a collective total of 33 silver pieces out of the bugbears. And you notice that one of them, the one that you were interrogating, now that you have kind of taken a moment to kind of collect yourself, was one that was wearing a black leather eye patch over one of his eyes that was inlaid with a series of semi-precious stones that look like they're altogether worth about 50 gold pieces. And then
Was
as
he
you're
wearing
looting
it?
him, you can also take a key, which Droop points to and says,
That key unlocks all the doors, including secret ones that I drew on map. Take key.
I take the key and kind of put it into a fold in my leathers
And then as you go to leave the room after you have looted this, as you guys said you were going to go to the Nothic, Droop reaches out and says,
Wait! Wait! That creature. He's trickster. He eat many Redbrand already. Don't deal with it. Better kill. Take treasure. In crevice.
Oh.
Droop, you should stay here.
Droop, stay here.
I look at the party and I say, are we doing this?
I think it might be best.
Because at this point, I trust the goblin more than the Nothic.
That's
No,
saying a lot.
That might be a good idea, but how about, if it's okay with everyone, if we stick to the plan I had, because if he has to take care of any of them, we could probably get it by surprise. Or they could help.
I mean, if you want to try it,
It doesn't hurt.
we can back you up. But you know, even if you're caught, then they're going to have the jump on you. We're not going to be able to get there until they've had a whole
Their way.
until they've had their way with you.
Leif just smiles. Look, I'm a changeling. It's kind of what I do is to make people think I'm something else. I think you'll be okay.
Your funeral.
This Nothic is a formidable creature. I'm not sure if we're ready to take one on yet.
I think we could probably take it, as long
I
as
mean,
we all.
there's 5 of us and 1 of it.
Right, we could definitely take it.
I think we'll be okay with that one, especially if maybe we have a couple more friends.
How much time has gone by, Knight?
In the time that you've spent in this room talking with Droop, probably about a half hour or so. So when you guys,
If we're gonna do it, we need to do it quick because my hunter's mark's only gonna last for like another 30 minutes.
All right, then let's go ahead and do it now. I guess we should leave bodies here and then do this.
I mean, since you've been in the manor, it's probably been maybe 10 minutes since you guys fought the bugbears. This is all
Okay.
happening
Oh.
pretty quickly.
Then I've got 50 minutes.
Is that like a spell or something that you can just retarget?
It lasts for an hour, and hold on. You can use a bonus action. Oh wait, well it's a different combat sequence, isn't it? It would be a different combat sequence.
Yeah,
So I'd have to cast it again.
Yes.
probably. Does it
Okay.
take a spell or something?
Yeah, it uses a spell slot.
Mm.
And while this,
Good to
I
know.
do just the bugger that we were interrogating. He had an eye patch on or on his person.
On.
Okay,
His
I
head.
take the eye patch because I'm very keen about that and place it over exactly where he had it as well.
Okay. So that goes over your left eye.
Correct, and that is now covering my left eye. And I just
So-
look.
I would have
Yeah.
to cast that again, right? I'm sorry.
Well, let me look at it.
It's that's on the encounter. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because you have to.
I mean, if the spell's
transfer it.
duration is an hour, then it'll work.
Yeah,
but-
but you have to transfer it from creature to creature using your bonus action during that encounter. So I'm pretty sure that that's an action that's based within the combat.
It just says the duration concentration up to an hour.
Yes.
Oh, if it's
So
a
you have-
concentrate spell,
If
you
it's-
should be able to
yeah.
transfer it.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. If you're going to maintain concentration, there you go.
Yeah, just remember that because if you take any damage, you have to make a check.
Okay.
So are you going to go across the hall?
That's the plan, and like I said, the old goblin just come save me.
All right, we're gonna stay in here then and keep the door mostly shut and listen.
Sounds good. And when I pass the door with the party, I'll tap on the wall with my sword. If I do that, slowly, stealthily follow behind in case we want to take care of the Nothic together.
Can I actually
Oh,
make
boy.
my way out of this room and post up like hidden in that corner from the other room's view?
You can hide around the corner on the
Okay.
bottom of the staircase around the corner, so they won't be able to see you, and you'll be at a closer distance by a few feet.
Everything good?
Okay.
Just to
So-
be clear, we're not going to ambush them when they come out. We're gonna wait until they tangle with the
The Nothic, yes.
Nothic.
They're basically bait, and we have advantage.
Okay.
So I head over to the other room.
Crap! I should have
As
stayed
you
in
walk
the room.
down the hallway,
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Oh, what?
You might want to stay in the room.
yeah,
Let me
So-
stay in the room.
yeah,
Let me stay in the room.
you're staying in the room. All right, so everybody's in the room. The door's a little cracked, and you are making your way by yourself, Leif, down this hallway. Again, more well lit now, as there's lanterns on both sides that seem to have plenty of oil in them to keep the area nice and bright. You can see the stone on the walls is very old and seemingly has some condensation. It's definitely cold and damp down here, and the earth is cooling this area. As you open up this door, do you do it forcefully, casually? How do you do it?
I open the door with a very loud knock, and in the same voice, the bugbear, "Hey, you guys! That damn wizard needs us for something."
So, as you open the door, you see several worn tables and chairs that are scattered around a fairly large room. And 4 tough-looking human warriors wearing scarlet cloaks, which you know to be Redbrands, and a stack of coins are sitting at a table, and they appear to be gambling around some cards. They all turn and look at you, and they stand up real quick. What's the boss need?
Something about some trouble that we had at the Sleeping Giant. They need us to kind of go out there right now.
Give me a persuasion check.
Deception.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're the same for me.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll go with deception check. That's fine.
Sure. 22.
Okay. Does he go, what do you mean? We sent guys out there earlier this morning. You mean we need to go out again? Did they kill them too?
Yeah, the damn bastards died again.
That can't be. We sent 10 men. Who the hell are these fuckers?
I don't know, but we're gonna have reinforcements when we get there.
And they are gonna then roll. One of them was gonna roll a perception check against you, and it did not go well.
I'm sorry.
All right, guess we'll have to finish this game of cards later. And they go to pick up the money on the table amongst themselves and put it back in their pockets. All right, boys. Can't send these recruits to do a true Redbrand's job. And all of them start to walk out of the room.
I let them walk in front of me and close the door behind me, so I'm in the back. And
Okay.
we walk towards the Nothic area.
All right, as you round the corner and start ascending the stairs into the main cavern with the crevasse.
I hit my longsword, by the way, on the wall as I walk past.
Okay. So you have now alerted the party that you have gotten the Redbrands out of the room and going into the main area of the crevasse.
Stay here, Droop.
While they're in the crevasse,
Stay here, Droop.
because I know where the Nothic is,
No,
so
you
I
don't.
can't. I thought I still know their presence.
You could tell that he's still there, but he has since moved.
Okay, so then I can't use this or message them. I assume I can't, but that's how it works, right, Cataract?
Um,
I thought because I know if I know that they're there, I can. I know he's in the room. I just don't know where exactly it is, so I shouldn't be able to use it.
probably not.
You could try.
I
You
think out loud in my head
Okay.
to the Nothic, specifically directed towards Nothic. I'm the one at the back. I brought you 4 meals.
One really big meal.
Okay. As you do that and reach out with your mind, you can feel something start to reach back.
You bring food? I'm so hungry.
And then in my head, I think back. All 4 of these humans are your food. I figured you'd like them fresh.
Right, you make me do work. I might as well kill one of you and tell them to kill you and eat you.
I think we're going to get you more food, so if you help us kill them now, you get more food later.
I don't kill anyone but you.
I just think, fair enough.
We're sneaking out of the room, by the way,
So they're behind
as
me.
per the signal.
Would you like us to make a stealth check as we are making our way up towards
Don't ask that.
Not yet.
Half orc.
No,
Okay.
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine, but Gage better say something.
I take a brief moment. Okay, so as long as they're incapacitated, you help us out still?
So very hungry.
I take that as a yes, and I sigh, and I draw my sword and stab through the back of the closest human, through the back of his neck.
Roll initiative.
And I two-hand it.
Couldn't you have cast sleep?
That's what I was thinking he was
I don't know how
gonna
much
do.
health they have, and I could only maybe sleep 1.
Yeah, sleep is a gamble.
It's usually good on smaller, like a lot.
Oh,
of
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Humans are tougher.
Give me initiative.
Understand.
Initiative of
19.
21.
18.
17.
What is my initiative on this? I got
If it's too hard, you can just give me
10.
yours. That's fine. Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Leif, luckily you are at the top of the order, so roll to hit.
I got
And
a
I'll
20,
let
so
you-
26.
I know we're doing a surprise round. I will let you roll with advantage since you are actively having deceived them right now.
Okay. I already got a nat 20 and an 18, so I mean, I don't know what you want.
You got advantage,
Second
so
roll was
you
an
can
18.
roll. You got a nat 20, then nat 20 the hell out of it. Go for
Yep,
it.
so 26 in total.
Okay.
So it hits. So and I'm two-handing it, so I roll a d10.
Okay.
You roll 2d10
2d10.
because
Oh.
you criticaled.
Oh, okay.
A 20 is a critical.
8
Mhm.
and 7. So 15 plus 4, so 19.
So as you drive this sword into the back of the closest Redbrand, the sword plunges straight through and out through his heart, and he goes, "Ugh," and just lifelessly falls off the edge of the sword down onto the ground. Bamir, you are up.
I do back up like
I'm
5 feet.
surprised.
Hmm?
I'm surprised.
You are
What
surprised.
did you roll?
Bemir's the only one that knows about this combat. Or not Bemir. Leif is the only one that knew this was happening.
Oh, that's true. You guys are all surprised because he did that. All right. And with that, the Redbrands hear the body fall on the floor, and they turn around and draw their swords for combat. And Leif, you're up again.
All right. Dear God, this was such a crapshoot that it went.
They are all at this point. If I pull up the map, they are all standing very close together towards the mouth of the entrance.
I cast Ice Knife again. You roll hit. And 20.
That hits.
And then I rolled a 7. And I aimed it at the one between in the middle of them.
Right. So we'll call him the one closest to the crevice. The crevasse. So you deal 7 damage.
And if they make the save, or if they don't make the save, they take 8 cold damage.
You made the save.
All of them? Dang.
Oh, well,
Each one has to make a dex save of 14.
they all made the save. Oh my
All right,
God. Okay.
Ooh.
And next up is Bemir.
All right. Bemir hears the sounds of combat and says, "Guys, he's getting in a fight. Let's go." And runs up the stairs and quickly assesses the situation and he's going to point at the guy that has the ice knife sticking out of his chest again and say, "You mewling, ill-nurtured clot pole, why haven't you died yet? Roll over."
And he fails his save.
Oop. And then he will take 4 points of psychic damage and suffer disadvantage due to his inability to copulate.
So I'm going to take a liberty here because I think it's going to be cool. So as you hit him with this psychic damage, he goes, oh God. And he starts to feel like his head is literally crushing in on itself. And as he does, he takes a step backwards and, failing to maintain his dexterity, falls into the crevice and takes squishy damage until he is dead. You literally can hear the sound of the whoop, and he breaks his back and dies.
All right.
I guess he fell for it.
Ashin laughs.
And Ashin is next.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna use my bonus action. I'm gonna move up till I'm like 25 feet away from them,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark to the one that's closest to me,
Okay.
and then I'm going to fire an arrow at him.
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Okay.
All right.
Damn. That's 3 criticals today.
Good God. Let's go.
I got out my good dice.
Yeah. Apparently.
60. $23 points of damage.
Dear God.
Okay.
As you pull back on this
Rangers are a
arrow,
DPS class.
as you pull back on this arrow, you let loose and you fire straight into his head, and it enters through the ocular cavity,
Yes.
explodes that eye, and you can see spray pull forth. And as it exits the back of his head, and he is standing near the edge of one of the walls, you can see how the arrow hit him with such force that it forced him to turn and smack his head on the back of the wall, then causing him to fall forward, driving the arrow further through his head until it is sticking very pointedly out of the back of his skull, like a little flagpole.
I think it gets the point.
And Godoruk, you are next.
Your quips are inspiring me, Bamir.
How far are they from the crevice?
The last one is about 5 feet from the crevice. He's standing in the entrance.
I would like to shove him into the crevice, or at least attempt to. And that allows him to either do. Well, they get to choose. The target gets to choose the ability, either athletics or acrobatic.
It's not
So
that deep though, is it?
It's 20 feet deep.
20 feet.
He would take some damage.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to really fight us anymore, would he?
So, in order to do that, hold on.
That is a bull rush attempt.
Yeah.
That could go very poorly.
Uh-oh.
I'm just trying to think if you can actually do that.
That's like a grapple, right?
Yeah, you would have
Is that
to
a grapple?
grapple, but it would be two
It's
actions.
a combat.
Well, I can shove.
well-
I can shove something 5 feet away from me. I can push
Oh,
it
you
5
can
feet
shove?
back. Yes,
Okay.
I
Oh,
have
yep.
shove. I have that action.
Okay.
So
Well,
the target must be no more than one size larger than me. He's a human, so
okay.
probably smaller.
And he's going to make a
instead of
dex
making an
save?
attack roll, I make a strength athletics check,
Okay.
and it's contested by the target's athletics or dexterity, athletics or acrobatic.
Okay. Then. Okay.
Let's see.
What's your roll?
Mine will be 19.
You just beat him.
Oh, okay.
As you. I'm not going to say. You're not. Are you. You're not raged at this point, are you?
No.
Because that effect only lasts during combat.
Yes.
Right. So you see this target close to the crevice, and having the other one already fall to its doom gives you the idea that maybe, just maybe, you could throw this guy down there too. And you run over. And as you get closer, you lower your shoulder. And as you get right to him, you spring up and thrust your hips forward and shove your fists into his chest, lifting him off of his feet and into the crevice, where he falls 20 feet and takes an additional 6 damage. So he is prone, but he still has some life in him. And he is at the bottom of a crevice. And it is his turn. So he
Awkward.
is going to use half his
Awkward!
movement to stand himself up. He then is going to... One second.
Yeah, falling is 1d6 for every 10 feet, so.
Yeah, he takes 2d6. So
Yeah.
he took 6. Okay, never mind. There's a little something. So he uses half his movement to stand up, and then uses the other half of his movement to crawl out of the crevasse, and is now standing once again at the edge, looking a bit beat up, but pissed off. And luckily, he is standing right in front of Godoruk, who he really wants to hit with his short sword. So
Amendment
he
puny human.
is going to make his attack roll is 17.
It hits.
All right. And he's only going to hit you with one. And he goes to swing his sword, or he takes his sword, and he's exhausted by the amount of movement, but he plunges the sword into your side, giving you 5 piercing damage because you are not currently raging or reckless.
Rude.
And it is now Asteria's turn.
Okay. She's going to move up to that last one and bite him.
Roll to hit.
22.
That'll certainly hit.
Mm-hmm. And it does 12 damage. And he has to make a DC 13 strength saving throw or be prone.
So you run up to this Redbrand who has just stabbed Godoruk, and with your jaws, you bite his left leg on the thigh, and you bite with such force that you snap and bite clean through his leg, causing half of it to fall on the floor and him to lose his balance, falling back into the crevice where he bleeds out dead. And that's the last of the Redbrands.
Oh,
I was honestly hoping all of y'all's rolls went badly so I could shove him back in.
Down, you bastard.
Stay
Wow.
down this time.
I guess he got a leg up on you,
Mm.
or a leg down.
oh my god,
Oh,
Hate
it's
you
so
so
good.
much.
After the
it's so
top-
good.
after
It's so
the
good.
combat, I do shift
good.
back to what I look like.
Oh,
You like to loot them?
Well, they're in the
Um,
crevice.
Well, two of them.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
you
he has
can
something
get
in his
down to the
boot.
crevice if you need to.
I'm gonna walk up to the one that I killed with the arrow, and I'm gonna rip the arrow out of his head. And
How are
Put it
these
back.
arrows staying intact?
I can after combat, I can collect half the arrows I expend.
Ah, gotcha.
So
If you have time.
as you
Yeah.
loot, and I'll just say you loot all of them just to save up some time. You loot all of the Redbrands, and you find that they have 75 copper pieces. I am waiting for the treasure keeper.
Yep.
Mhm.
55 silver pieces. 22 EP. What's EP?
Eternium. It's like 5 silver pieces.
Okay. 22
said-
22 EP. 15 gold pieces. And a gold earring set with a tiny ruby in it worth 30 gold.
Did someone go down and loot the corpses down
Yes,
there?
I'm gonna
Okay.
say that you looted all the
And-
corpses.
And did
Whoever-
we also
who's-
bring
who's
that body
going-
back up?
Who's going down into the crevice?
It's like Godoruk.
Godoruk will.
Godor, give me a perception check.
A perception check. Yay.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
I'm gonna move up to the edge of the crevice
15.
and keep an eye on him as well.
15. So as you're down in the crevice looting that body, you look up, and in the dark vision, you can clearly see a chest at the far end of the crevice that you immediately perceive as the Nothic's treasure chest that Droop was telling you about.
And I look around for the
Nothing.
whatever it's just called, Nothic.
Nothic.
You
Not
cannot
Noctis,
see
this
the
isn't.
Nothic, but
Damn
he
it.
is definitely still there.
You said
30
pieces for that gold earring set.
Yes, 30 pieces for the gold earring set.
I will do nothing with this just yet, but I will relay it quietly.
Also, give yourself 100 XP apiece for that encounter.
Nice.
Can
Yeah,
can
I
I
would
work
like
on
to
bringing
relay
those?
that.
Can I work on bringing those other bodies out?
Sure. As you,
I will help him,
as
and as we're in the
you-
other room, I'll tell him about the chest.
Well, as you guys are working to bring the bodies up out of the crevice.
Not out of the crevice. He's talking about the other room.
Yeah, in the other room.
Oh, out of the other room.
The
Yeah,
bugbears.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the bodies in the crevice are fine.
Yeah, they're gonna stay down there. I want
Okay,
to bring the
that's fine.
bodies out of the room.
Okay, so you bring the bodies out of the room, and what do you do?
I just very audibly I want to say, hungry.
Always hungry. I see you've brought me so much good flesh. I can hardly sustain myself.
And with that, you can see the Nothic literally just jumps out from behind the crevice that he's hiding and starts to devour one of the bugbears in front of you.
I'd like to take a few steps away from it, like about 20 feet worth.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay fairly close to it and give Ashin a look and kind of point to my weapon. I'm not pulling it or anything, but just a knowing glance of, hey, we could fight this, or we could kill this thing, possibly, since he's distracted by food.
How do I do this? Because I want to move my hunter's mark to it.
So
Can I do that stealthily?
No, you can't. Here's what I'll say. If you want to attempt that, I will allow that as long as we roll initiative first.
Fair.
Oh,
Purely to have the initiative order, not saying that you're triggering the attack yet, just so that we have that order.
Fine with that.
Is that fair?
yeah.
Perfectly
Bamir
fine.
will cast a message. Cast message a few times to see if we want to attack this guy, and then arranges so that he'll send a signal. He'll have a signal whenever he gets affirmative from everybody.
Okay.
I, of course, do.
Affirmative.
Yeah. I cannot suffer evil to exist in the world. So yes, I want to attack it.
And just to confirm, Leif at this time has shifted back and taken off the eye patch, by the way.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
My initiative roll is 20.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
7.
I love you.
Leif is a
I
7.
got a 10.
Oh.
16.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that all of the party is aware of the combat this time,
Yes.
so we
yes.
don't have a situation like last time.
No, that's fine. That's fine. The Nothic is going to roll.
That's probably fair. We probably need to make a deception check against his insight.
Yeah. Well, he has an ability called Weird Insight, which allows him to target a creature within 30 feet that he can see, and the target must make a deception check against his insight.
Oh.
And if the check
Weird.
wins, the magic learns a secret or fact about the target. If the target wins, then obviously he gets nothing. So he's going to look, because Godoruk's still standing right there, and as he's devouring, his eye shifts up to Godoruk.
Uh-oh.
And
Here we go.
and Godoruk, give me a deception check.
I
Using
just
charisma,
used all my
please.
luck on this dang. Let's go.
They have good insight too, I think.
16.
You
Well,
ooh. Da. You made that by 2.
Okay. Okay.
You made that by 2.
Whew, okay. Close rolls today. Close rolls.
So the Nothic does not perceive anything out of the ordinary with you and continues to devour his prey. Which means if you guys are going to attack, then you will attack with surprise.
Yay!
What does that
Um,
mean? I don't know.
So basically,
Means
we get
we
a
get to
round of
surprise
attack
them.
that it can't retaliate.
mhm.
Um,
And trust me, you do not want this thing retaliating.
like we did
I
with the
know.
bugbears.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
same thing. All right, cool.
In that
So,
case, we
Godoruk,
probably
you are up first.
I'm going
If you
to
wanna-
rage. Wait, what?
I said if you want him to go off with his plan, if you want Ashin to go off with his plan, then you can hold your action. I think.
His
Probably-
plan- Oh, the hunter's mark.
Hunter's market and then hit it.
But that doesn't do anything for anybody else, right? That's just for you.
Yeah, it's just for me.
Well,
Yeah,
then I
so,
wouldn't worry
yeah,
about it.
I'm
Yep,
I'm
just-
going to
Yeah, go ahead.
rage
Okay.
and
Rage reckless.
recklessly attack him. Hit is going to be 18.
And you're still using your maul at this point?
Yes.
You said 18 to hit?
Yes.
That hits.
And ooh, come on. Okay. $20 damage.
No shit, really? Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Let's go.
So
Okay.
So as you're standing there, you see this Nothic in front of you. You get confirmation from the rest of the party that you guys are going to do this. And you take one look at this creepy, one-eyed mofo. And you take your maul and you start low. And pull back, almost like a golf swing. And then go into a rage. Your muscles surge again with adrenaline as you swing upwards and catch this thing in the face and knock it square up, giving it severe concussive damage to its face as it takes 20 damage and has no idea what the hell is going on. Ashin, you are next. It's bleeding from the ocular cavity at this point.
22.
22
To hit.
hits.
Oh.
Bonus action
Can I
hunter marking?
Yes.
Yes, gotcha.
$27.
Holy you
So you're
guys, let's go with these
Was that your
rolls right
intent?
Hey,
now.
hold on. Here, look.
Holy balls with this damage right now. And as you see
This one's so much
Godoruk
better.
wail on this thing's face and its head cocks up, you are ready with an arrow and you let loose the arrow, which pierces the giant eye of the Nothic, causing it to rupture and bleed all over Godoruk as it explodes. And you see the arrow just stuck in this cavity, which is now gaping about it as the Nothic gives out a and falls over dead in front of you. On
Get the
bugbear
fuck
that it
outta
was
here.
devouring.
47 damage.
And I'd
dude.
like to say yeah.
Holy shit. Let's go.
That was
Yeah.
the luckiest rolls I've ever had in my life, and I am so glad.
I'm really glad because I rolled a nat 1 for hit, by the way.
You
I pre-rolled
don't
my
under,
hit.
like this thing can do
Oh.
damage. The fact that you guys were able to pull that off, amazing.
When you told me that I knew what it was, I looked at it. I'm like, oh god. As soon as I went to hit it, I'm like, that's gonna go badly.
Yeah, 45 health.
Really, 45 HP
Like-
that thing had.
Oh,
I threw my
Ooh.
d8s and I just sat there and I couldn't even think
Yeah.
because I
Yay.
rolled 2 8s.
I had
Let's
to do
go.
the math like 3 times to make sure I was doing it all right.
That is how you won to a Nothic, fam. Let's go.
Can I just high five Sheen real quick?
I want to walk over to the creature and I want to sever one of its hands.
Okay.
Can I just take his head?
Sure. I want the
Oh,
hand.
sick
I
bastards,
want
but
the
sure.
head.
I'm gonna put
I
the
can
hand.
use that to
I'm-
intimidate other things.
No, I'm gonna take the severed hand and I'm gonna tear a piece off my cloak and wrap it and put it in my bag.
Trophy taken, crazy bastards. All right, and you do that. So you now have the scene where there are 3 dead bugbears, 4 dead Redbrands, and a Nothic now dead in this crevice.
I go loot chest.
Somebody go get Droop first.
What?
See if he knows about this chest and see if he knows if it's trapped or not.
I mean, I can
First,
do that.
I mean,
I can
Yeah,
do
you
that
can
with
do
mage
that,
hand.
or
We should definitely check the chest for traps just in case, because creature.
I can check
Tricksy
that
creature.
myself.
true. I asked Leif to check that so I don't
Yeah.
get
All right.
mimicked or blown up or something.
Can I go speak with Droop real quick and just poke my head in the door and let him know that the Nothic's dead?
Sure.
I do that.
Nothic dead?
Yes, we killed it.
Hope that trophy comes in handy.
You
Same.
killed.
I show him the hand, and then I put it away.
You killed Mask. You killed Nothic. You killed Redbrand. You're amazing killers. Amazing.
And like you can see Drew basically just like clapping, like
Can I pose the question to Droop real quick? I asked him if he knows who. What was that bugbear? The first bugbear we fought, was that Clark?
Clark.
I asked him if he knows who
Clark.
Clark is.
No, Clark.
Okay, well we killed him too.
Yay, kill Clark.
he's just like really excited to be part of
Can
this
we
right
can we keep this goblin? Like I don't like goblins, but can we keep him?
now.
Is he
Maybe.
small enough to chill on my shoulders?
Oh,
He is tiny and emaciated. He is Drew.
Okay, first of all, is the chest trapped?
Okay, so I mean, I basically just from a distance. It's how many feet down in the crevice?
20.
From the top?
It's 20 feet down.
20?
It's the crevice is 20 feet down. The sides are not overly steep or hazardous for you to traverse. It's just that they would take some time. So
Well, from the top, I cast Mage Hand and tried to open the chest.
and
from a
you
distance.
and this ethereal invisible hand reaches out, and as you feel it, you kind of like almost like a puppet, you can reach out and you just flip open the top and nothing happens.
I close the chest, look at Gilderook. Clear.
So I loot the chest. I want to know what's in it.
So for
Actually, can I bring it up to? How heavy is it? Can I bring it up to the party and we just loot it together?
you it's
That's fair.
it's a hefty chest, but yeah, I'll say sure. You can bring it up.
We got ropes. We got strength. We
Yeah.
could-
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I want if I
I drag
make
it
my
up.
way back to the party, and when I kind of hear the commotion of what's going on, I come over there and offer to help.
Okay. One thing real quick. So as you, Savage, have made your way over to the chest, and as you pick it up, right, you notice that there's another body that's in this crevice that you didn't kill, that has been here since before you guys got there. And as you examine the body, give me like a nature check. I don't know. Give me a nature check.
I like nature checks. 21.
Okay, perfect. So as you're examining this body, you can see that it looks just like a normal human, kind of, younger looking human that's been absolutely beaten beyond recognition. But you can tell from the clothes and from some of the tools that are still in its apron, that's kind of near its waist, that this appears to be someone that would work wood.
Woodworker. Make note of that.
I call out to the party and let them know that body's there.
Can
Well,
we
that
pull
must-
Can we pull the body out?
Sure.
Because it belongs
Alright.
belongs to somebody in town, so they should have closure.
We'll pull the body out then.
I'll throw my rope down.
I don't
I'll
think
carry
it's
it.
somebody in town.
It is.
I think it's somebody in the dungeon.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean. Yes, I agree.
This must
Smart
be
ass
Thel.
bards.
And you have correctly identified the woodworker as Thel.
All right.
Del?
So
Yeah.
we'll maybe move that body to like closer to the exit of the tunnel or whatever, and then we can go through that chest just so that we don't forget that body when we leave.
Okay.
So what's in the chest?
So who's opening the chest?
I am in the middle of the party.
So Goderic takes the chest and he sets it on the ground at the top of the crevice, and you kind of peel back the top from behind the chest so that you all see it together. And apparently this Nothic has been taking treasures from killed peoples and remnants of this castle for quite some time. This chest contains 160 silver pieces, 120 gold pieces, 5 malachite gems that are worth 15 gold pieces each, 2 potions of healing, and
Hold
a
on.
No,
The
no,
5
Slow down,
malachite
slow down.
gems worth how much?
worth 15
15.
gold pieces piece,
2 healing potions.
2 potions of healing, and a scroll of augury.
Oh,
Ooh.
And as you're pulling these items out of the chest so that you can take inventory of them, you notice that there's something else that is laying at the bottom of this chest. It is a +1 longsword in a silver scabbard.
hello.
+1 longsword.
The sword is inscribed with the name Talon on its hilt, and it's worked in the shape of a bird of prey with outspread wings. Someone want to give me a history check?
I can.
Sure.
Not
Definitely.
me. Not me.
I will assist.
Assist me.
Okay, so
Okay.
roll with advantage.
And do I get I get +2, so 19.
It's
You-
advantage, so.
Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled a 2 and a 19.
Okay.
That one.
Thank God for that check.
Sorry, aiding another in 4th ed was just giving somebody a +2. So.
Oh,
So-
got it.
So as you are looking at this sword, as you pick it up, Leif, you pick it up and you look at the sword and you examine it, you start to put together a couple things. One, that you're in Tressendar Manor, and the name Tressendar sparks for you that there was once a hero of Lior named Aldith Tressenhar, and he was known as the Black Hawk. Aldith died fighting off orcs that once attacked the hidden caverns below this manor, and Talon, his sword, was lost in that time and never found.
I look at the sword almost in awe, seeing as I'm now a hexblade and have this appreciation for them, and I, not reluctantly, but just like hesitantly, relay all this information I know about the sword, and just kind of smile. I think we found something important.
And I'm going to retcon that slightly because I don't think there's any way your character really would have known about that. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do is tell you that your patron from the Shadowfell let
Oh,
you know
perfect.
about that sword.
That's fair. They're hex blades. They do that.
There you go. That's it.
Wow.
I'm not going to go the voice or anything. I'm just going to tell you that
That's
your
fine.
Patreon just pops into your head and was like, oh, I know that sword. That sword's the sword of Aldith Tresendar. And he goes to tell you all about it. So who gets to keep the sword?
I mean, I probably do most damage with this long sword, but that's up to the party still.
I mean, it's a martial weapon.
Which I have proficiency in.
Me too.
Who did more damage there?
Me.
With a
The
bow.
With a bow.
archer.
With a bow.
I can technically keep the sword as well.
And he did one shot a Redbrand through the back with his hexblade.
This is true.
That's very true.
Well,
I just-
it's not big enough for me.
I don't
so-
even want it. Like I'm just. You can Leaf.
I
You
look-
can have it.
I look at the party and just be like, if no one has any objections, this would be
No, sure. Go
quite
ahead.
helpful to me.
Small blade
take-
for a small
I'll-
man.
Perfectly
Ooh,
fine.
there you go.
Oh,
I'll
Trust
take
me,
your.
there'll be
What is
plenty
that
of
cut of
items for the
silver?
rest of you.
what does that? What does that say for? What does that say about a Sheen?
I
He
give
uses short swords.
I give
Well,
Godoruk
she
I
has
a
a
look.
long sword now.
I have a long sword and a short
That's
sword.
true.
Yeah.
I do give Godoruk a look that just kind of like, we do know that I saved you from being hit by 3 bugbears.
He did.
Eh,
With his
whatever.
ice knife. You ungrateful half-orc swine.
Leif doesn't really take any offense. He just kind of smiles and she puts the sword on his belt.
All right.
Uh,
And with that, you guys have successfully completed killing the Nothic and have cleared out almost half of this dungeon, which we
And
will
it's 3
pick up
a.m.
next time.
It's 3 a.m.